Alright guys, so since we're all now going to just go for the lab, so already I have or we have those labs, and some of you may have followed it up, but if there are any specific questions there, so I'm just gonna go for uh, this exam here, and this is just a sample questions. Uh, and this is version 5 of some site. I don't know what this site is. Exam collection, somebody sent me that. And okay, wings, okay, but I'm just gonna go down here and try to check that what's going on with the questions. Now we're trying to go for all the lab questions, and although that video just explains all those questions there, so then we can just try to go over them again there. So, well, now there are 162 questions here. So which ones are the lab questions? We need to check that. And now if we go for those questions and try to grab them, I hope everyone has the file open already in front of you, and you can also help me search for the lab questions. So here, and I'm just rolling down. Oh, okay, sorry. We've been hearing that a lot. So there are hotspot questions there, where you are placing some options to from one place, one spot to another. And then there are, if we keep going down there, so I hope all of you have this file, which is version 5, and these are just sample questions that we can go ahead with. So part of the series, or this question is part of the series of questions that present the same scenario. Each question in this series contains a unique solution that might meet the stated goals. But this is, I'm just going down further to check that where is the lab, so we could just, oh, okay, there's a lab. Now there's question 17, and anyone gone through the file yet, or so anyone gone through the file from those who are attending the class? Hey, no one. Woohoo, yay. What? Okay, so you guys are not preparing, this means. So okay guys, then class is over because nobody is preparing the exam, so why should we have a class for the exam? Bye bye. Okay, I'm just kidding. Yeah, okay. Okay, so Fahad says he doesn't have the file for that, and Fahad, are you in the in that club of users who were supposed to have a file? There's a $30 per year. So if you're in the club, then you should have the file, right? Okay. Now receive the older PDF, but not the new one. Oh, okay. So let's not the new one. Okay. I'll just try to send the new one. Hopefully everyone is preparing. Yeah, otherwise this is just an extra thing that we're resuming now. So I have put that file in on WhatsApp, and you should be seeing that file, and just download that quickly. So we could go ahead. Now there are okay, I should have just separated those lab questions already, because there are many questions there, but there are supposed to be labs there as well. So I'm just going straight to which ones are the lab ones. Anyone actively doing that would, so explanation, you can opt in, configure. Which blade should you instruct the finance department auditors to use? Cost analysis and explanation. Okay. Still all the labs came from 22 lab screenshots. Oh, okay. Oh, Ali. Oh, yeah. So, um, okay. So Ali is here, and thank you for being here. This means that we can have some expert advice as well. Those who have given the exam already. Um, yes, sir. Search for simulation in the PDF. That would be easy to follow, as shown last time. Okay. So, yeah, simulation. Exactly. I was just testing you guys. I knew that. Ha ha ha. Just kidding. So thank you, Ali. Simulation here, and once we put simulation, and actually I was on simulation. Okay. So simulation and question set one. So first of all, guys, this is. Please wait while the virtual machine loads. Once loaded, you may proceed to the lab creation lab section. This may take a few minutes, and the wait time will not be deducted from your overall test time. So guys, keep in mind that wait time will not be deducted. So please wait while the virtual machine loads. So do not get that heart attack because oh, time is passing and while the machine is loading. So don't worry. If the machine has not loaded yet, your time is not being deducted then. So stay calm there. Once you have to wait for machines to be loaded, right? It's changed now too. So Ali says it's changed now. Yeah. Time does not stop. It used to stop, so they just changed that too. Okay. No, but Ali, do you see this written there, or you do not see that? So it's not written there. Okay. So latest exams, guys. This means that exam collection are just copy pasting that, and it's not written there. So then definitely it will be time management there. In that case, if you are saying that this has been removed, if this is there, don't worry. If this is not there, yes, worry. Okay. So but he Ali saying no, it's not there. So good luck, guys. In that case, so it will be definite yes, buddy. Now, when the next button is available, so click it to access. So this means that they give you more time. This means that it will be the virtual machine time as well that they need to give. So again, time management, as Ali is explaining there to everyone. You have to manage the time. I hope you guys are all going through the file already and going through the video and just redoing the labs, right? So if we go there to scoring is based on the outcome of performing the task stated in the lab. Other words, it doesn't matter how you accomplish the task. If you successfully perform it, you will earn credit for that task. So how you perform it doesn't matter. So but if you've done it successfully, so labs are not timed separately, and this exam may have more than one lab that you must complete. You can use as much time as you would like to complete each lab, but you should manage your time appropriately to ensure that you are able to complete the labs and all other sections of the exam in the time provided. So definitely manage time. Please note that once you submit your work by clicking the next button within a lab, you will not be able to return to the lab. So you won't be able to return to the lab. Okay, you may now click next to proceed to the lab. So at that moment, when you do the first lab, you'll start doing the first lab. Your heartbeat is really much faster than the speed of light. So it's like a light year heart speed. But the thing is, once you go ahead and start doing that, then the confidence builds up. Oh, that's the same lab, I did that. Okay, anyway. So now what is the question here? And let's go ahead. Simulation 1 first of all, and that is on page 30 here. And then guys, just click the not click. So go to Control F on the PDF, which I gave you on WhatsApp. Type Control F, and then just enter that simulation word here in the Control F, and then click next, so you will be on this page. So now there's a question here. You plan to migrate a large amount of corporate data to Azure storage and to backup files stored on old hardware to Azure storage, right? So you plan to migrate a large amount of corporate data to Azure storage. So Azure storage, obviously the container that you have there, and to backup stored on old hardware to Azure storage. So wherever your data is, you want to upload it to Azure storage. You need to create a storage account named corp data. So first we need to create a storage account there, right? In the and in the corp data old, so named in the corp data old resource group. So there should be a resource group called corp data old, and this is the number. In that you will create a storage account called corp data, and then the solution must meet the following requirements. Corp data must be able to host the virtual disk files for Azure virtual machines. So Azure virtual machines means that it should be page blob. Oh yeah, Fahad, I think let me just give a demo here. There's a question there that should we follow. If you follow, then we won't be able to finish labs today. Then it will be, oh, where are you now? Oh, I'm there. Or so this is just you sit back and enjoy the show and understand what's going on. Guys, you don't have to follow this, or at least don't stop me. Hey, can you tell me what to do next? What to do next? We're not doing one by step lab. I'm just giving you a demo, and this video demo is should be enough for you to follow the labs, right? So please do not follow this lab, and just go ahead and just watch and understand, and please ask questions there. And it is recording. Ooh. Okay, somebody is asking recording, and yes, it is recording. Woohoo! Yay! Okay, so and please, whenever you ask, I will always check. This is mucho importante. Thank you for reminder. Now, what we are trying to say here is corp data storage account is there, but it should make it should support the Azure virtual machines, which means it is page blob, which is already an option there. The cost of accessing the files must be minimized. Replication costs must be minimized as well. So what should you do from the Azure portal? And then there is that solution below. It says that in the Azure portal, click all services. So this is explanation reference. This is their exam collection guys. Try to go through this lab, so we can go through that as well. In the Azure portal, click all services. In the list of server resources, type storage accounts. As you begin typing, the list filters based on your input. Select storage accounts. Anyway, it says in English, it says go to storage account in Azure portal. On the storage accounts window that appears, choose add. Click the subscription in which to create the storage account. Under the resource field, select this. So I'll be doing that now quickly, but obviously I don't think we will be able to finish in 3 hours this lab. So we'll check that which other day we can connect, or I'll just finish the lab and give it to you. But this is something that the screenshots are there already. You create a storage account. We've created that so many times, right? And then step 5, enter the name of your storage account, which is this. And then for account kind, select general purpose v2, recommended for most scenarios. And those per gigabyte capacity prices for Azure storage, as well as industry competitive transaction prices. So it just says that general purpose v2 will be cheaper, and it will show all the basic options there for replication that the question is asking. For replication, select read access geo redundant storage, RAGRS. Read access geo redundant storage maximizes availability of your storage account. RAGRS provides read-only access to the data in the secondary location, in addition to geo replication across 2 regions. So this is just to create a storage account with these configurations, and we have done that multiple times in our class. So I'm just going to quickly do that now by connecting to and this sample question site is still down. No, it's up now. So here I'm just gonna quickly go to Azure, and in Azure I'm going for portal, and in the portal, so now yeah, it's not Humber College. And once inside the portal, and yes, there is that MFA. I don't know whose idea was that to put the MFA. So 272.689, 272.689, verify. And once we're inside, we need to create a storage account and select So I'm just going for here, click and go to storage account, this one. And when the wizard starts, so click the add button here. So I'm just gonna quickly do that, guys, so you could have a recording there and you can follow up with a resource group is what we have already talked about. I'm just gonna go back to that. Resource group name is this is storage account name, right? So the resource group name is this. So I'll just copy that and click create new here, go for resource group name, and then storage account name should be inside there. So this is the storage account name. So Ali is saying that before check, it is already there. So definitely, thank you Ali for this suggestion as well, guys. Do check that if a resource group is already there. If it's already there, obviously do not create that. So how do you check already there? Just drop down this, and you will see that if the resource group by exactly this number is there, if it is there, so select that. Otherwise, create a new one. Thank you Ali for that. And then we simply put the storage account name here. And there you go, it is already taken. Obviously it is already taken because the whole planet is doing that. So I'm just gonna go for dash your first name just to keep it unique. Oh, okay, some guy Amir also did that on planet Earth. I'm sure there are more than one Amirs. So but they did not, they must have not gone for biryani, right? So BIRYAN. Ha. This will contain only lowercase letters, numbers. Name must be 3 and 24 characters. I think I reached that 24 characters already. And dash it. Hey, even our biryani has been taken. Seriously, I'm offended now. Okay, anyway, so I'll just go for Sam. Oh, Sam. Nobody took Sam. So jalebi. Oh yeah, I should have tried jalebi. Okay. Anyway, so here then we create a standard performance here. Canada East, it's not talking about regions right now. And there is that storage v2 already selected. So as per the question, it is already storage v2 is already there. So and storage v2, right? And then RAGRS, we need to select that if it is already not selected yet. So RAGRS is all selected. So your question is really done when you are doing that. So corporate corp data is there, and then it is, so if this is done, if storage v2 is done, RAGRS is done, and you've given the name and resource group, then pretty much you're done, right? So as far as this question is concerned, but I'm going to go to networking, and public endpoint is okay. Next, then enabled is okay for security. Next, no, nothing in tags. So you can just go ahead and then create that because they need a created account. So I'm just going to click the create button, right? So this is done. See, that's how the labs are. So simple. Okay, that's it. So that's it for today, guys. This was a very difficult lab, but we did it anyhow. So okay. So now this lab is done, and let's go for the next lab. See how simple it is. Then question number 2 is simulation again. So, but that was just a start, right? They wanted you to breathe first and breathe. Once we were breathing heavily, so they want you to breathe normally. So once your breathing goes normal, then the simulation question 2 comes here, and that is also logging you in. You plan to move backup files and documents from on-premises Windows file server to Azure storage. So you want to upload the backup files to Azure storage, right? The backup files will be stored as blobs. So binary large objects or backup files are normally very large. So you will be going inside blob. So you need to create a storage account named corp data this, and the solution must meet the following requirements. Ensure that the documents are accessible via drive from Azure virtual machines that run Windows Server 2016. Seriously, you want me to create a Windows Server 2016 now? And we did that lab already anyway. So provide the highest possible redundancy for the documents, minimize storage access costs. So we just need to create an account and then create a virtual machine and then give access to Azure files. Through Azure files we do that, right? So let's do that now. So Ali says that simulation 1 is supposed to host virtual machines already. This means that in our case we are creating that. Should it be premium? Oh, that's what you're saying. Host virtual machines, simulation 1 you're talking about, Ali? And did I not select premium here? No, but general purpose 2 also can have that. And then there's standard and premium you're talking about, actually, this performance here. So if you go for premium, that is okay, but was that the only requirement there, or was it a general purpose? So if we say that corporate must be able to host the virtual disk files for Azure virtual machines, the cost of accessing the files must be minimized. So that's the cost. I think the cost would be then the issue, that it should be the replication cost must be minimized. So it is all about the cost. So then that's why standard would be okay. Yeah. So standard would be okay because the cost would be minimized. So Ali, did they show in the test how many labs were okay, how many labs were not okay, or was it just not? They were different sections there. So I'm just gonna go down here to. So we're gonna create this. No, they didn't say. Okay. So guys, Ali saying that you will have virtual machines already there. So right now, I'm not sure how many they have done to since the 2 years have passed. So you can just make sure if the machines are already not there. If not there, so he's saying there are 14 labs altogether that you will be seeing. Okay, so I'm just going to do that now according to. Now, did we create this corp data, or so it is ending with 95 and 2. I think we didn't create up there this one, right? 95 and 2. 95 and 1. Okay, that's a different storage count. That is, the other one is different. So I'm going to the second simulation here, and I'm just doing that. I'm going to create the second storage account here inside. Then we need to go to the carb data. That's the second one, right? Serious. I'm just switching between two. Yeah, that's the second one. Okay, so objectives are this. Ensure that the documents are accessible via drive mappings from Azure virtual machines that run Windows Server 2016. Provide the highest possible redundancy for the documents. Minimize storage access cost. Yeah, so let's do that now, guys. What we need to do is I'm going to create that corp data storage account, and they did not specifically ask me to create a resource group, so whichever resource group is available, I'm just going to create it there. So I'm just going to switch to here Azure, and then we can go for storage accounts again. So you've done that before, right? So there is that storage account already created, but that is 5 and 1. I'm going to go for now create an add, and this is exactly, obviously you're going to do it this way. So since they did not mention about resource group, so we can just select the resource group that we already created, and then the storage account name as per this document is that it is ending with 95N2 now. So I'll go for Uncle Sam again here. So Sam, maybe nobody created it this way. Okay, there you go. So and then it is supposed to be check. Oh, okay. Okay, so there's that. Then I'm just supposed to create that storage account, straightforward, because other than that you plan to move backup files. Okay, ensure that documents are accessible via drive mappings from Azure Virtual Machine. So this is obviously that they want. So there is nothing much here, and it says here as well, if we follow that, create a new resource group, and yeah, I'm just using the same resource group here. And I'm going for enter a name for the storage account 5 and 2 for the account kind general purpose. Oh, seriously? What is it doing here? 5 and 2 for account kind RAGRS. Hey, that leads to nowhere. So this question is on the storage account, Azure portal, resource group, storage account. So drive map, wire drive. So ensure the documents accessible via drive map. Okay, anyway, so yeah, this solution is wrong here. It does not give you solution for question 2. So you can follow the video here then. I'm just gonna quickly create that storage account now with no specific settings there. This is 95 and 2. If you are preparing right now, you should just keep an eye on this. And then on networking, its public endpoint is okay. Advanced, it is secure transport is okay. It is enabled. And tags, nothing in the tags. Review plus create, and this storage account is getting created now. So I'm just while this storage account is getting created, it also says that it should be available from virtual machines, right? That run accessible. So I'll create a virtual machine there, and it will be Windows Server 2016, and then we're gonna map this storage account. Obviously, we have to go inside the storage account, and we need to create. Um, uh, okay, you know what? Let me just quickly define that in the map here. So there is your Azure, and in the Azure you have the storage account, and you need to create a container that has Azure Files service, right? So that Azure File service, so this container will be mapped then to a virtual machine. When you create an Azure virtual machine here, so and that is 2016, Win 2016, Win 2016. Then you will be connecting this Azure files to that Windows 2016, and you should just map it, right? And that's all that you need to do in this question. So it will just meet all the objectives here. Now that's what I'm doing now. So I'm just storage account is being created here. In fact, it is created already, and I'm just gonna go ahead. While the storage account is created, I'll just go down and right click and duplicate, because I need to create a virtual machine quickly now. So I'll just go inside that virtual machine. There, virtual machines here, and then I'll go to add here. And this virtual machine, because we have a resource group here, corp data, that we created for the first question. So I'm just selecting that. And then virtual machine, they don't care about what's the name there. So your first name dash VM01, and Canada Central. Seriously, where because we created the storage account in Canada Central, I forgot to change it to East US. So that's why I'll keep it there. Now, they were not talking about availability options or infrastructure, so we're going to leave it as is. But they did mention that it should be Windows Server 2016, so I'm just going to go to Windows Server 2016 Data Center here. And obviously, you have to make sure that it's username password that you are clearly mentioning there. So your first name, username, password, and then small ABC, capital ABC, shift 123 and 123. You can give that username there, password there, if they allow you to do that. So, and then allow selected port. Obviously, you need to select the RDP. There is no licenses. I'm going to click disks. Nothing in the disks right now. So networking. In the networking, it is already using the default VNet here, default network here, which is okay. So not much changes on the network. We're not going for accelerated networking. We're not going for load balancing. So let's click management. In the management, just go ahead and turn off this. Ali, did you turn off this there as well? In boot diagnostics in the labs, were you given this option? Yes. Okay. So yes. So this means that yes. And thank you for that. And click advanced. So guys, you just follow this lab exactly, and you should be good. Hopefully. No, I'm sure. So here tags, and then review plus create, and then create. And well, this is now getting created. So if you understand the scenario here, and there will be just that time management. Obviously, if you're waiting for that, you have no choice. You cannot go back and forth and try to just implement that separately. So if the machine is created, then only we can do anything right now. And virtual machine is still creating. Woohoo! Yay! Oh, okay. So once the virtual machine is created, so this means that during this time you can bite your nails, or you can just have the panic attack or something like that, or just start talking to the guy who's sitting beside you, giving some advice, and start bugging him, right? So, and you can tell him, hey, I'm waiting for a machine. It's not my fault. I just want to release panic. So just try to bug someone else there, right? During that time, and hey, yeah, okay. There's another solution here. Read the next lab. Okay, that would save time, right? Thank you again. Or okay, there's enough time that the virtual machine is created as well. So so here, virtual machine is created. Once you have waited for that and bugged some other guy who's giving Cisco or some other CISSP or CEH exam. So until then, your machine is created now. So you can just go ahead and go to resource here, and then obviously log into that machine. So this machine, I'm inside the virtual machine here. Where did I go to? I just went to from left side virtual machines, and there's the virtual machine. I go inside the virtual machine now, and I'll click the connect button here, and then download RDP file, and okay, double click that, connect, and then your first name admin is the username, and the password is and 123. Enter, yes, and we're going inside the machine. While we're going inside the machine, we can just put it back there. So I can go back to the storage account here, and in the storage account we can go to well, we're inside the storage account already, so we can just go to the storage account still from the left side, and there's a storage account here, and this is 95N2, not N1. N1 is the previous question, and N2 would be the second one. So I'm just gonna go inside there, N2, and excuse me, I'll go down to create a container here, right? So I'll click the container and create a container here, and once I click the container, so it is company files. Suppose you want to create it that way, and for now the access is okay here. Press OK here. So once the company container is created, so you can just go inside the company container, and so now I'm just gonna
What
check
question?
here. Yeah. So once the company container is there, so file shares is down here in tables and Azure file shares, right? This one, file tables. So they should be
Yes.
mapped, right? So the container
Yes.
should be showing the mapped. Oh,
That means small
I know what you're
eyes.
doing, right?
मामा से हीटर पकड़ के लेके आ जरा
So
please.
once the container is created there, so these are file shares. If you click the file shares, so there's the file share here, and click that file share. So I'm just going back to that machine. Machine is up and running, so it's just asking, hey, where is that service? So then we click the file share, and in the file share, you can. So why did we create a quota then? Okay. Is there something wrong with this file? Yeah. My share, okay, my share, and quota can be 1 GB. because the question does not ask anything else, right? So this my share here. Once we go ahead, then it says connect here, right? And then in the connect, that's it. So remember that in the lab what we did, first we tried the PowerShell. So Ali, did PowerShell work directly there, or did you have also still go to the command prompt? And because command prompt, guys, we always check the command prompt work directly, but if you have, so what I'm gonna do is simply just click here, and there's a copy button down here. So just copy the whole thing, right? Okay. Yeah, network drive. So okay, here I'm just going directly to the command prompt. In the lab we did first the PowerShell, it didn't
Oh,
work,
yeah.
so we went for that.
I know how it
After the
works.
PowerShell also there was a way to do it. So I'm just gonna go inside the virtual machine after copying everything from here, and opening the command prompt with admin privileges within the virtual machine that
Oi,
was created inside
Ali.
Azure. Command prompt admin, and one day Monday
दरवाजा
video
बंद कर.
is gonna work.
सामने खड़ा हूँ. ये वो सोना में बीना वाली से.
Still opening.
हाँ. सामने इधर खड़ा हूँ. Ali, इधर.
So yeah.
Here on the front. What do I do? Just like do what I. Oh, yeah, Sona Medina.
So the father saying, can you please mute mode, please?
Well, yeah, go ahead. What the shall? Oh, what the point?
Oh.
In Medina, what the corner in Medina, what the Sona Medina, what the corner.
Okay. Sorry. I think the guy there is not knowing that there's a. Oh, it's in the video.
I want to see.
Mute all. Okay. Hey, who was that? Okay, so two kids were just smiling and laughing. Okay, anyway, so I should just have my sound also up so I could listen to others. Okay, guys, so I copied this here, and then I'm going back to the machine, and there I'm gonna right click and open the command prompt admin, and it is still thinking of opening. Seriously, are you kidding me? Why is it not opening? I hope it's the machine command prompt admin. Now there will be 3 command prompts that will be opened once we check that. Right. What? Yeah. So this is a good time to panic some more, and have your nails grown a lot for the exam, so you can just bite them. There should be some kind of pastime as well, right? And it is still, I can see that blue donut here, that blue circle, and there you go. It's not there. And it is still loading, so right click here and command prompt admin. Wow. So if that is happening in the exam, definitely I can understand why. Serious. Okay. Yeah, so that's a good thing that there was a suggestion from Ali that why don't we just read the new questions, but then I hope we understand that what we were doing here when we come back. Okay. Serious. And finally it's saying your computer is low in memory. To restore enough memory for programs to work correctly, save your files and then close or restart all open programs. Okay, I'll just close this server manager. I don't need that, and maybe that has given some enough memory there. So right click and I think I did it 5 times, so it's also not okay. If I go to task manager here, Maybe I could kill some tasks here. More details, performance, no, processes, and then most processing, malware. Okay, I don't need malware protection. Well, that's not doing anything. So if CPU is right now 82%. Seriously? Okay. Oh, there's a console window. It says that it is open, but end task. And do you want to end the system process console window host? No. Okay. So yeah, it's gonna just just open it. Wow, serious. This is bad. When we were doing our class lab, it was not that slow. So it also detected that I'm doing this lab for you. So it's saying that, hey, let's slow down. Let's not have this guy abandon unsaved data and shut down. Wow. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna restart this machine, guys. This will not really, because after restart normally it does pick up speed. We're gonna disconnect, obviously. Disconnected, and then we go back to virtual machine here and download RDP. I'm just giving some time for it to restart. Hopefully it's restarted. Okay, it's asking for password. Login synchronization 123 and simple 123. Enter. Yes. Okay, so I should just start the next question. Or we should have just put that lab in the last. So what we are doing right now is this. We have already created the container. We have already gone for the Azure files, and we are just waiting for Windows Server 2016 so we could run that script command in the command prompt for 2016, and the Z drive will show, which will connect us to the Azure files directly, right? It will just connect us to Azure files directly. So that's what we're trying to do here, and we're convincing the Windows to cooperate with us. And oh, that's that one. It was starting somewhere here. Wow, it's not there. So I'll just simply go ahead and go for RDP, and this was the file that I connect. It is in the background started already. I guess I just need to reconnect. As soon as I went away, or maybe it's not restarted yet. Really? Yes. So yeah, time management. I hope we understand what they really meant by that. Okay, while it is still starting, I'll just try to go for next question as well. Next question. Because we just have to run that command and that's it, guys. Right? So if I go for next, and question 10 is simulation, and I'll just keep it Azure username password. What do you need to do in the third question? You plan to prevent users from accidentally deleting blob data from Azure. You need to ensure that administrators can recover any blob data that is deleted accidentally from the storage account for 14 days after the deletion occurred. Okay, that's the default storage account related stuff, right? That's easy. So I'm just checking back on if this is a blue bar still way going from here to there, which it has just stopped. So I'll right click here and there you go. I'm just about to cry now. So command prompt open finally, guys, and I right click that command here. In fact, we were supposed to actually first go to machine and run notepad, and then put all three commands there, all two commands there. There are two commands here. First is cmd key, which I ran it and it credential added successfully. If you see that, then the second command we were supposed to separately copy paste, but it is on the second one already. It executed the first one, then it plays the second one, which we just need to press enter for, right? So that's it. Press enter. So Ali's saying, in exam, can we leave the lab until server up and running and go for other questions or labs? Ali, you're asking that, or because you went through the exam, right? Or is it Ali number two? There are two Alis here or one? Uh, oh, there are two Alis. Okay, there are. Okay, so yeah, so this is just there, and so guys, it is successfully executed. So what is the proof? If you go to yellow folder, and okay, so Ali was asking, and Ali replied, yes, you can. So you can go to other questions and come back for the lab. That's what Ali was asking, and Ali replied. Okay, so that's pretty confusing. Okay, you're welcome. So, thanks to you. Yeah. So here I'm going to go for this PC, and guys, if you see that corporate data there, my share, just click next, and consider this lab done, and go ahead with the next lab, right? So I'm going to minimize this now. If this lab is done, right? Simulation number 2 is done. So I'm going to minimize the virtual machine, and I'm already on third simulation, which is question 10 here. So and there it is asking, I'm going a bit faster because we need to cover all these labs, and there are many. So now the third question is, you plan to prevent users from accidentally deleting blob data from Azure. So you need to ensure that administrators can recover any blob data that is deleted accidentally from the storage this storage account. So this means that we have to still create a third storage account, or check that if that storage account is already there, right? So storage account for 14 days after the deletion occurred. So what should you do from Azure portal? Now, storage account for 14 days after the deletion. So this is just easy. They did not say that create the storage account, right? So this means that I'm assuming that the storage account will be there. But Ali, did you have to create the storage account where they did not actually said that create a storage account? But they do mention that, hey, it should be this storage account, so then they will mark it, right? Obviously, they are going to separately check the lab if it is done. So it did not have that storage account. So this means that we have to create this storage account. So I'm just going to copy this name, and just to be showing there. No, I did not. No, both Alis are saying no. Okay, it's two times the same Ali saying, right? I did not create an account. Okay, so the account. So when they say that 9272261 account storage will accidentally from, oh, okay, for 14 days after the deletion. So definitely that's, I read it, I understood it wrong. You need to ensure that administrators can recover any blob data that is deleted accidentally from the storage storage LOD 9276. But if this means that we're assuming that this account would be there, right? If it's not there and they want that to be resolved within that account, so you have to then create that account, right? So this means it is there. You cannot just create it on any other account. So storage for 14. So guys, this is the soft delete option there. I'm just gonna go down. So if we go down for explanation, okay, the way they did it. So that's what Ali, you were asking. It was already there. Okay, he's confirming. Yeah, okay. So guys, this question is also do not follow. So yes, this video is really very critical now, because exam collection, you don't need to follow all this because they went very long, or some guy just was sleeping and pasted all the pictures there. So this is not what we are supposed to do here. Wow, he's creating a backup for that. Crazy. Okay, so let's go for soft delete. And so guys, this lab is not there actually in exam collection. So I'm gonna go to the Azure account here, and I'll go to Azure account here. So how do we do that? We go to this menu, we go to storage account here, and then we assume that that particular storage account is there with that wording, with that number, right? Serve. Ah, yeah. So that number, 2261. Maybe if it's there. Otherwise, whichever storage account is there, just go ahead and. So I'm just gonna click that storage account which is already there, and then we go down to soft delete. This is the soft delete, right? So they're saying enable it. So go ahead and enable that, and then it's 7 days. So they say for 14 days, just go for exactly 14. Oh, okay. Just type here 14. 14 days, right? And click save. So this is it, right? So 14 days and save. And successfully updated the soft delete settings. So it is for 14 days it's going to be. So this is your storage count for 14 days after the deletion occurred. So yeah, that's it, right? So let's go for the next simulation here. Once it is done, I'm just going ahead to simulation and clicking next simulation, and that is question 11. So that simulation is, guys, I hope you're trying to understand what's going on as well. And thank you, Ali, for your comments because they are very important for all others who are about to give the exam. So, your company plans to store several documents on a public website. You need to create a container named BIOS that will host the documents in the storage LOD. I don't know what that word is. 9272261 storage account. The solution must ensure anonymous access and must ensure that users can browse folders in the container. So it is just you create a container and users must be able to go inside there. Okay, so Ali says that storage account will already be there. If they don't specifically say create a storage account, then expect that the storage account will already be there. So thank you Ali for that. And so here the solution must ensure anonymous access and must ensure that users can browse folders in the container. So I'm just going to go inside this. You will be going inside this particular storage account, but I'll be going for whatever I created already. I don't need to create that one because inside what you do is exactly the same in any storage account that you will do in this storage account. What we need to do is create a container, and the solution must ensure anonymous access and must ensure that users can browse folders in the container. So if I go back here, so this is done, it's saved here. I'm just gonna click go back here. Oh, actually I'm here already. So obviously you will just go and search like this, and you will go to a storage account here, and then yeah, this lab is actually wrong in the dumps. So guys, this means that you have to really follow the video, not all labs in the dumps. So there were screenshots document and there is this lab video. So obviously screenshot documents and video, but better go for video. But that screenshot document that I sent you is actually following that video as well. So let's go to some storage account here and pretending that that's the one, and then we go down to containers here. That's the fourth lab, I think. Yeah, and in the containers, do they say that create a specific container called? Yes, they say BIOS. So create a container. So your company plans, and you need to create a container named BIOS. So let's create a container BIOS, and that will host the documents in the storage account. the solution must ensure anonymous access and must ensure. Okay, that's it. So go to container here and name it BIOS and small case, and the anonymous users access should be able to browse the container. But is it just container, or is it anonymous access and must ensure that users can browse folders in the container? Okay, it is just that container. So blob anonymous read access for blobs only, and then container anonymous read access for containers and blobs. So now anonymous read access for users to browse that subfolders here. We can just go for the third one, although this it can also go for the second one, but better go for third one, anonymous read access for because they said anonymous access should be there for users to browse the folders in the container. Okay, so that's the third one here. And all container blob data can be read by anonymous requests. Clients can enumerate blobs within the container. So we're good. We're okay. So within this container, whatever binary large objects or blobs you have uploaded there, or big files that you have uploaded there in the subfolders, anonymous users will be able to access that. So that's it. BIOS is the name. Container is anonymous. The third one. Go ahead and press OK. Right? So that is done for question number 11, and we click next now. So this question is wrong in the exam collection, so the sample question site. So we're just going to follow this video, guys. And now question 12 is, if we go down to question 12, so here your company plans to host in Azure the source files of several line of business applications. So company plans to host in Azure the source files of several line of business applications. You need to create an Azure file share named Corp Software in this storage account, which we are expecting it to be there already. So you need to create a file share in Corp Software. The solution must ensure that Corp Software can store only up to 250 GB of data. Seriously? Okay. So let's create a file share and give the quota of 250 GB. That's it, right? So first you have to search there. Where is that 9272261 storage account is? Go inside that account and then create a file share named Corp Software. So I'm just gonna copy that and go back there. And suppose I found that storage account there that is mentioned there. Just go for that number, and then we go down to file shares here. This is the file share, and then we create a file share. Let's click the file share here, and you just paste the name there, Corp Software, and put 250. That's it, right? So I'll just go for the question back again. The solution must ensure that Corp Software can only store only up to 250 GB of data. Okay, that's it. Okay, 250. Create. That's it. Done. Okay, let's go for the next lab. So far so good, right? Some labs are long, some labs are small. Okay, so let's go ahead and next simulation, and that is simulation question 13 here. Whoa, 250 GB. 250 GB. We're good, right? Yeah, we're good. Question 13 here, and that is what is asking. You recently created a virtual machine named Web01. You need to attach a new 80 GB standard data disk named Web01-disk1 to Web01. And what should you do from the Azure portal? Okay, so we need to create a virtual disk. You need to attach a new 80 GB standard disk named Web01-disk1 to Web01 virtual machine. So that virtual machine is Web01, guys. I created a virtual machine already there. But this means that you recently created. So this means that virtual machine will be there, right? So so there's a question there from Ali. Ali, are you the one who just passed the exam, or is this some other Ali? Oh, just kidding. Okay, so sorry, Amber, you said that you sent screenshots. There are two Alis? Guys, can you change your names? Who's the other? You're kidding me, right? Ah! On the last day of the class, you're kidding me. Okay, so I didn't know all this time that there were two Alis. So yes, I did. So the question is, sorry, Amir, you said that you sent screenshots. Which one, the Word file or for labs? For labs, yes. So Ali, I think the other one, whoever that is. But I don't know the full name here, right? So yes, I sent Ali. Oh, that's Ali Dabardan. Dilbardan. Oh, okay. I don't know. Oh, hey, you finally showed up. Okay, welcome. Oh, just so definitely now I get who this Ali is. Okay, Ali, you're most welcome. So day one and day last. Okay, that's also good. That's improvement. Okay. I'm just kidding. So here, um, so yes, I sent the Word document there. Ali who did not give the exam and Ali who gave the exam. So let's just differentiate it this way. So yes, but if it's not there, I'll just send it at the end of the class. Ali who did not give the exam. Okay, so let's go ahead. And there's that Web01. And you recently created a virtual machine Web01. So virtual machine is already there, right? Let's go to the storage account. Let's go ahead and create a standard disk now, named Web01 disk 1 to Web01. So we need to attach that to that virtual machine. Now the problem with that is, yes, so Ali, you can rename it your name as past. So past one. Oh, just kidding. So here, but past, just put that there and you're good. Guys, the problem with my virtual machine is I did not create that virtual machine with a standard disk. It is created with a managed disk, right? So I need to still create another virtual machine called Web01. So because if that machine will already be there, it will be connected with the standard disk. Let me just tell you the difference between the two. So Web01, I'm just going to go there and go to the virtual machine area, and I'll still create a new virtual machine here. You will not be able to, you don't have to create that. Web01 should be there already, but I'm just creating that machine just to show that I won't be able to attach the disk if I select managed disks in the virtual machine. Then Azure manages that. Anyway, let me just reach there that part. So I'm just gonna go for Web01. Oh, oh, we're good. Okay. And Canada Central, today I'm just patriotic. I'm just sticking to Canada Central. That has lesser feature than US East one. So, or East US one. So availability features, not concerned. And it is 26. It could be any Windows actually right now. So 2016 and two vCPUs, one vCPU, 3.5 GIB, and then your first name, admin. I think we just need to attach the disk. We don't need to actually go inside and confirm that the disk is attached. And then, okay, so there's RDP here. Yes, we're going to remotely, well, actually, we will not go for RDP. So let's go to disk. This is the important area here to check. And premium SSD is okay, but you just have to make sure that when you're creating a virtual machine, there's an advanced button here, right? Well, you will not be creating a virtual machine. You will expect a virtual machine already to be there. If it is there, that it will be use managed disk will be no for that machine. That particular machine, Web01, it will be no. If it is yes, you cannot attach an external disk. If it is no, now you can attach another disk. So I'm just going to create a virtual machine which you are expecting, right, to be there, because the question does not say that create a virtual machine. It is there. If it's not, then make sure when you create a virtual machine, it is no here, right? So then that's it. And I'll click networking. Nothing here. It's in the same network. Management. Yes, you do have to boot diagnostic because, well, if you're creating a machine, I don't think you will have to, because the question does not specifically say you have to create a virtual machine. Tags. Nothing in the tags. Review plus create and create. So guys, this exam collection is like many questions are wrong, so this video is very critical. Understand now as well, and give that exam as soon as possible. If they introduce some new labs, then you're in trouble. So many students across other colleges are giving this exam really fast, so it's a race against time kind of thing. So give that exam. Anyone about to give the exam in this week or next week? Hello guys. Anyone about to give this exam this week or next week? Oh, no one? Wow. You're a key thingamy. Okay, Fahad says and Kamal. Whoa, okay, good guys. So next week, okay, Kamal is saying and Fahad is saying Said, I am planning AWS. Oh, very good, Said, very good. Uh, this weekend if all goes well. Okay, cool. Guys, so as soon as possible, this exam you must give. After going through the videos, it should be good enough for you. Just follow these steps again and again and again. Put the question in front of you, do the lab again and again until you are confident you can do it, and that's it. Go for the next lab. And yeah, before you give the exam, Kamal and Fahad, you can check the exam collection site. While the machine is getting created, I'm going to go to that exam collection site. What you need to do is um, go to Microsoft. I'll just give you the page here, and oh no, yeah, oh yes, and then go for AZ 103. So that would be this one, AZ 103. I'll just send you the page link there, and check on those. There's this question here, number of questions. Actually, it's seriously, what's wrong with me? So AZ103 is there, and the number of questions for the exam. So if we go back to this, and AZ103 is there, so it shows here. If I click that, see, when you're trying to look at it, it's not showing. But try to check the comments here, and if everyone's passing. So, but we can just go for. So keep your eyes on this link. I'm putting it on both this page on exam collection, and see if there's any change and people are passing. If there are people who are have started failing and 5 or 6 people are saying, oh I failed, then stop. If somebody passed there, although everyone right now it's passing, so right now is a very it's a perfect time to really go for the exam. Okay guys, my virtual machine is created here, so I'm just going to go back here to virtual machines area, and then there is that web01 machine created. Now that machine is created, I'm good. So I need to go back to the storage, right? I need to actually this is the virtual machine here. I need to create another virtual storage disk, and create and then attach it to this, right? So if I go back to AZ103, so this is web01, and that the name is data disk name is web01 disk 1, right? So this is, and they're saying that on virtual machines page in essentials, select the disks, and yeah, this one is okay with the exam collection as well. And then go and just create a disk list of disks. In the disk, click add disk, and then so the disk should be created first, right? And then it will be added here. So the disk should be added. So I'm there in the virtual machine area. I'll just go to the virtual machine, and there's the disks here. So I'm in the virtual machine area web01. There's a disks here, right? Disks, and there's add data disk, but we did not actually create the disks, right? So if I click the add data disk, am I doing it correctly? So there's that new disk here, but we can just so it's not already attached disk that we're going for. This is the disk that you can create, attach unmasked, unmanaged disk, right? So, and then I'm just gonna put it this name here, new empty disk, premium SSD. And did they ask for the size there? I don't think so. Nope, they did not ask for a size. Oh yeah, there is 80 GB. Okay, size is there, so size does matter. Oh, okay, in the question. So just go for, this is GB, right? So 80. Just type it 80, and storage container. So it is just saying that estimated performance is this, and then there's storage container that you want to place this disk in. So this is attach unmasked disk, but do we have that disk, right? So if we go there to browse, so it is expecting, hey, where is that disk, right? So if we go to storage account, there is a storage account here, and in that storage account, there is a container VHDs. Actually, I have a VHDs container here, and I'm not sure why it is there. But we can just click that. Well, we don't have to create a container. So definitely, DP200 exam. Oh, okay. So yeah, so you can email me this, and I'll let you know, right? Yeah, so you can email me this. Okay. But you have to still give the cloud exam, right? So this is also very important. But okay, here guys, yeah, while I was just trying to quickly do that, am I doing some mistake here? Because we're supposed to first create a disk, right? So that should not be this way. Duplicate. If I go to that, we have to create a disk and then attach it, right? Sometimes very simple options are not there. So add that is first we have to create disks there, and but the web01, so there's a question there. There's a comment there that how are we attending this? So on the virtual machine in essential select this. Now it says in Azure portal menu on the select virtual machine on the left, select virtual machines. Then web01 virtual machine from the list. On the virtual machine page in essential select disks. So that virtual machine is created, right? So this is the area we went, and listing the disk. In the disk, click add data disk. And excuse me, to Azure subscription, select the manage disk web one. Okay, so manage disk. So guys, what I did wrong here was because I selected unmanaged, so it was expecting that, hey, just create another one. So yes, I did not clearly understand that question. It was supposed to be not unmanaged disk but managed disks, right? So just above that it says add disk. Exactly, Fad, you're right. So sorry for that, and I'm just going to go back here to I was just going for that unmanaged disk because the last lab, you remember, we were doing that. So I just went to that. So I'm just going to explain that question again and just do that quickly, and I hope I delete the this whole search that we did. Guys, the question is just simply saying that add an extra disk here, and it can be a managed disk here, right? So it can be a managed disk. So I'm just going to go back to the virtual machine where it is managed disks. So I'm just going to go back to a virtual machine. So again, the virtual machine is still there. Now I have web01. Just understand what is wrong here right now. Web01 has unmanaged disk selected. So this machine is of no use to me now because we need to still stick to the managed disk here. Now existing machine can help, can let us do that. We can check that, otherwise we will have to just create a machine, and during that process we can add a disk. So I'm going to go to that machine, and I'm going to go to disks here, and there is this managed disk here as well. I'm just going to right now pause the video because already supposed to be there. I'm in that machine that where the with that virtual machine should be already there. I'll click the add data disk here, and it says that the value must not be, so no managed disk available, and there's a create disk here, right? No managed disk available, but there's a create disk. And if I click the create disk here, so now it says the disk name here, and if I just go down here, I'll just put that name. So the machine will be there. Just go inside that machine, named web01 disk 1. So I'll just go to that, and resource group is the same, and the size, so I'm just going to change the size here, and the size change is 80 GB. There is no fixed 80 GB, so I need to give custom size here. Seriously, premium SSD, source type, snapshot, storage blob. So now it's not letting me change the size. I'll just try to create it. And there it is. Thank you, sir. 80 GB. So let's do that. 80 GB here. Scroll down and create that. And that was a message from Fahad and Ali. Thank you, sir. Ali, okay. So you know the difference. Press OK here, and there's the 80 GB, and create that. Some very easy options are, they just move away from mine when we are really in a hurry. It's already at 24. Well, I'm sure we're not going to be able to do that, all the labs there. So guys, but this is the process that we needed to do, and try to just then understand what was the mistake was that it should not be unmanaged. So web01 that I created, we can discard that, and the managed disks machine, they're just asking us to create another one. This we did not do in the course lab as well. We were considering on more a bit more difficult options, and that was a bit simpler option. That since it was simple, so I did not go for that. So now I'm going for that. So guys, manage disk. You go to disks, and then it is created now. But does it save? You have to save it in order to. So it is added there, this one. But when you save it, I hope it lets you save that. Unmanaged is used for when you are okay. It is saved. Oh well, it is still upgrading. Now it is saved. Okay, guys. So thank you for your input as well. So if you can add an additional disk when you are creating the VM. Yes. Oh, okay. You're asking that, Fahad. Do you want me to do that? Okay, that we did during the course as well. So I'm just gonna. So there's a question there. How to add a disk when you are? This is an existing machine. You can add a disk, right? So Ali, past Fahad in this lab, you are not creating a VM. So that's what I was gonna say there as well. There is another lab that where you need to create. So the question is that how to, attach a disk when you're creating a virtual machine instead of to an existing machine. Okay, that lab is coming. Ali says that lab is coming where we have to attach it to by while creating a virtual machine, so we can do it at that time as well, right? So guys, yeah, I hope you understand what went wrong and how did we figure that out, and how did we do it right. So it's just managed this. You can ignore that whole web with 01 machine creation. Okay. I'm just gonna go for the next question here, and that is, I'm gonna click next, and that is question 25 simulation. You plan to store media files in the RG storage account. Okay, so we're expecting that storage account to be there. You need to configure the storage account to store the media files. You need to configure the storage account to store the media files. The solution must ensure that only users who have access keys can download the media files, that the files are accessible only over HTTPS. The solution must ensure that only users who have access keys can download the media files, and that the files are accessible only over HTTPS. So that is that SAS or SAS, shared access storage. We need to just go there and exactly configure these options. So you will have to find that where is that storage account in the RG storage account, and then you need to go inside the storage account, and then you have to go for SAS and then follow these instructions. So as it says here on the storage account, then go to in the services section, select files, and step 4, go to shared page drops, and then go to Azure file share. Right, Azure file share, and you need to make it available in the name my share. Click OK. What? This is wrong. Okay, right. Okay, so this also question is different, because the solution must ensure that only users who have access keys can download the media files. Access keys has nothing to do with file shares. So this question also you have to follow the video. So let's go back to a storage account. I'm just going to go back to the storage account here, and you have to just click check your number there for the storage account, and then we go down to shared access signature here. Shared access signature, right? In the shared access signature, you will get the access keys for anyone. So I'm just going to read the rest. The solution must ensure that only users who have access keys can download the media files, and that the files are accessible only over HTTPS. So if you go to shared access signature here, then there is HTTPS only is already actually selected here, right? And there is shared access signature key one is already, so you just need to click that generate SAS here, because they can access shared media files. Yeah, everything else is okay, right? So what you can do is you can just change the time zone, but it's not specifically asking that. So you can, once you create that generate SAS and connection string here, once you click that button here, so it will go for these keys here, right? Key one you will be using, and that is, if I go back to that question, access keys. Who have access keys can download the media files, and that the files are accessible. Now, this is the option that if you just click that button, it should be done. But I'm just gonna. So guys, yes, we have done this lab as well, and that is lab number question 25 actually. So let's click the next one, and question 7. Oh, okay. So that is, you plan to back up all the Azure virtual machines in your Azure subscription at 2 a.m. coordinated universal time UTC, universal time, right? So you need to prepare the Azure environment to ensure that any new virtual machines can be configured quickly for backup. Okay. Any virtual machines can be configured quickly for backup. The solution must ensure that all the daily backups performed at 2 a.m. UTC are stored for only 90 days. What should you do from your recovery sources vault on the Azure portal? So they do take us to the recovery sources vault right away. So let's create that now. And there's an explanation here. They go to recovery sources vault, and then they click the add button. They create a new vault there, and then they create a backup solution there, and then they simply just schedule that backup with this with the 2 a.m. UTC and 90 days. So let's do that now, guys. And so I'm just gonna go back there. Recovery Service Vault. Where's Recovery Service Vault inside the Azure? So I'm just gonna go to the search here and type here, Recovery Services Vault. There is the Recovery Services Vault here. You have to search that. I hope there as well inside the exam, and Recovery Services Vault. Once you do that, then click the Add button here. And then I'm just going to go for the existing resource group here, and the vault name, did they ask us to create a vault name there? You need to prepare the configured backup. No, they're not asking any specifics there, so just create some vault here, and vault name can be vault 01, region Canada East. Everything's in Canada East today, and review plus create. No tags here. Create. Once it is created, then we can go to the backup and schedule it, right? We can create a schedule for the backup. So it is already created there, the vault inside the recovery sources vault. So then we click the go to resource here. Once the vault is created and we go down to the resource, we go down to backup here. There's a backup, right? And it says where your workload running Azure, where do you want to back up its virtual machine, and then there's a backup showing there, right? So if we go back to this here, what is the requirement? The solution must ensure that all the daily backups performed at 2 a.m. So you need to prepare the Azure environment to ensure that any new virtual machines can be configured quickly for backup. Okay, so we are creating a backup schedule here that can be attached to any virtual machine later. So 2 a.m. and only 90 days stored. Okay. So first of all, where is your workload running? Azure. Second thing is Azure Backup Virtual Machine. Then you click the backup here, and then it goes for backup policy. Default policy is there. Backup frequency is this, but we can just create a new. So let's click create new here. And then there is that frequency. So time is 2 a.m. or 200 hours. 2 a.m. UTC coordinated universal time, and then retain instant recovery snapshot. But here, retention for daily backup point is 90 days, right? So 2 a.m. here and 90 days here, and the retention for daily backup. So yeah, daily backups exactly. So the solution must ensure that all the daily backups performed at 2 and stored only for 90 days. So we're good. 90 days, 2 a.m. is there, backup schedule UTC, and 90 days for daily backup, not for weekly backup, not for monthly backup. So that is okay. This is it. That's all what you need to do. 90 here, 2 a.m. here, and it's daily, right? Because it says daily. Yeah, we're good. So we can just click the OK button, and which it would not let us do that unless we do something else. So the changes. Oh, policy name, seriously. Policy name. It's backup 01 because they did not ask for a specific name. Did they ask for a specific name there? You create a. Nope, they didn't ask for a specific name. Okay, we're good. So I'll just put some name there, and if 2 a.m. and 90 days is there, they will detect that, and well, they should be okay. So press OK here, and there are no virtual machines that can be backed up in this vault. But if we press, right now there are none, but we can just create that. Please select at least one virtual machine. Ouch. Okay. Hey, okay, virtual machine and resource group, filter items. Select virtual machine. Seriously, this is the one. So select the virtual machine here, and hey, my virtual machines are actually up, but they are not showing here. So when we go there, so maybe you will be seeing their virtual machines. And right now, why my machines are not showing? Because I have two virtual machines and their overview. They are in Canada East. Canada Central. Oops. Okay. Oh, they're different time zone. Region. Seriously. Canada Central. I think this backup was created in Canada East. That's why they're not showing. So if I go back here and cancel this, and then cancel this, and if I go back to the vault, I think we created the vault in Canada East. Overview, if we go there, it's backup. Well, it doesn't show anywhere, so I'll just create a new vault here, guys, just to make sure that the machines are showing there. Yes, keep same region for everything, and it still does not show here which region I selected. If I go to vault again, seriously, I mean, like, AWS shows us right away where overview and get started. It does not actively log. Anyway, so properties, okay. Properties. Canada East, yes. Culprit is caught. So if the vault is there, virtual machine should be there. Virtual machines were we were creating in Canada Central. So I'm just gonna create a vault in Canada Central now. So I'll just get rid of this vault. Am I able to delete? And yes. Okay, gone. So I'll just create the vault again, and recovery source vault is there. Remember that you search from there, or it is there already. Recovery sources vault, and this vault one is already there. That is resource not found. Okay. Anyway, I'll just create an add, and I'll create another vault here, and that is Canada's. So first we go for resource group, then we just select the Canada Central where all the virtual machines are. Then we go for Vault 02, whichever name you want to give, review plus create, and create. So region has to be same, otherwise you're stuck. So, and Ali Pass is also saying that yes, it is your choice. They will see that, and if you can't see the machine there, maybe you've gone for the wrong region. So make sure that the region is exactly the same where you're creating your resources. So that is part of the exam, that you make sure that the region is same. So if that is done, I'll click the go to resource. Now the vault is created again, and it is showing Canada Central. I'm going to go down to backup again, and Azure Virtual Machine backup, and then create new policy here, and policy 1, whatever name you want to give, 2 a.m. again, 2 a.m. UTC, and daily backup 90, and press OK. Now you should, yeah, there you go. The two machines are there because the region was different. So we can just select one of the machines there and press OK, or we can select all the machines there, right? Did they say all machines or one machine? No, this is just general. That what do you do? That's it. You need to prepare that any new virtual machine can be configured quickly. So once you have done that, then you can click the enable backup here and it will be done. So guys, this is done as well, and you know what? Last time I could not delete that for a long time. If I enable backup now, it won't delete. Okay. It then looks for 14 days here to delete. Okay, enable backup. Anyway, who am I kidding? So obviously I should show the lab full. So enable backup is there. It is enabling the backup here, and if it is successful, you're good. Then you get the marks obviously when you enable backup and it is successful. So if this is done, we're going to go for the next one. Wow, that takes a lot of time. But this is a good time to panic again. Okay, while this is actually it is done. Enable backup is just enabling the backup, right? So I'm just gonna go for the next one, and that is I'll click next, and there is question 8 simulation. And if we haven't done that, so you plan to connect several virtual machines to the VNet 01 USEA2 virtual network. In the WebRG Gold resource group, you need to create a virtual machine that uses the standard B2MS size named Web01 that runs Windows Server 2016. Web01 must be added to an availability set. Okay, that's a simple one. So what we need to do is you plan to connect several. So guys, we're expecting that the VNet is already there, right? VNet is already there. That's the first thing. In the WebRG Gold resource group, you need to create. So this means that this resource group is also there, right? But I'm just gonna copy that here because I need to create that. And you need to create a virtual machine that uses the standard B2MS. So now when we create a virtual machine, we're going to actually choose the size of that machine, which will be standard B2MS, and then named Web01. So we're going to name that machine Web01. That runs Windows Server 2016. So we're going to choose that. And we need to also choose availability set. So this means we have to create that availability set as well. So I'm just going to go back to this, and okay, yeah. So guys, for the last lab, it was successful. The backup was created. If I go to the resource here, so this backup is well, that's a resource group actually. So anyway, I'm just going to go to the virtual machine here, and Web01 is already created. I'm just going to still create another one. I'm going to click the add button here, and whatever resource group is already there. I'm just gonna name it Web011, and because there you need to create an US West. So West. I need to stick to Canada Central because some of my resources quickly I was doing that, so they are spread across Canada East and Canada West. Canada East and Central. So I think I'm there in Canada Central now with all my virtual machines. And then, according to the question, you have to select the virtual machine name as Web01, then Canada Central, they did not go for the region here, and it should be VNet USEA21. So we're expecting that to be there, but when we go to that networking, then we will select that, which we don't have actually. but there you will have that, right? So here availability options, just go down to availability set, this one, and then, well, if they have already created that, then you will just select that. Otherwise, I'm gonna click create new here, name it availability. Oh, you have to. So Ali Pass is saying that he had to create that. So yes. So then just name it anything, availability set one, and just the default configuration is there. So press OK, right? So the availability status has been created there. So if you don't find it, obviously you have to create that. I think they want you to create, and Ali Pass has confirmed that already. So this is done, and then it has to be Windows Server 2016. So I'm just gonna go down to 2016, but the size it has to be B2MS, because right now it is standard DS1 V2. We need to change it to B2MS, right? So if I go back to the question here, standard B2MS should be there. So it is standard DS1 V2. So I'm going to click the change size here, and this is the B2MS, which is 2 vCPUs and 8 GB RAM. Wow, 4 data disk. Okay, $96 per month. Ouch. So B2MS, you select that. Go ahead and select. So now pretty much all those objectives are reached. Okay, on the next page, you just have to go to VNet and select that VNet, right? Several machines. So either you need to create a virtual machine that uses, yeah, done. This is done. Web01, we gave the name, done. We selected 2016, done. And we created availability set, done. So this is all you need to do for this. And next page, you have to connect it to VNet01. That you need to just make sure, right? So I'm not going to go ahead and create that virtual machine actually, because just but you have to create that by going to the VNet and select the VNet. So just to show you the VNet as well, so we don't assume anything. Admin one. Okay. I'm gonna put the passwords. 123, and then RDP is okay. Disks, nothing in the disks. Networking. So there you need to just select the USAA, whatever it was saying, VNet01-USEA2, right? So you will select that from this virtual network drop down. That's all, and then you're good, right? So this lab is then done for you. Now, so I'm not creating that machine, so I'm just gonna cancel out from here because the objectives are done, met, right? So but you will be creating that machine, obviously. So you will go next, and done. And don't forget to click no to boot diagnostics. So then you will get the marks. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead with question 13, simulation. So you plan to protect on-premises virtual machines and Azure virtual machines by using Azure Backup. You need to prepare the backup infrastructure in Azure. Ouch. Okay, the solution must minimize the cost of storing the backups in Azure. What should you do in Azure portal? Wow. So infrastructure cost, and that you need to create a backup infrastructure for on-premises virtual machines and Azure virtual machine. So there's that solution here. You need to go to Recovery Services Vault. Recovery services, as you type this list, when you go to recovery services, list in the recovery service vault, blah, 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 recovery. And guys, I sent that lab to you at that time. That was a full lab where we created a local Hyper-V machine, and then we configured the whole recovery services vault there. But it shows here these screenshots. Actually, I should not even be seeing this. So in recovery services vault, for example, the subscription ID appears in subscription. Choose that. For recovery resource, vault resource. Okay, so it is just saying that create an infrastructure for local and public virtual machines. So I'm just going to go back there, and which day is this lab from? Oh yeah, Fahad, I uploaded the video of this lab there, and I gave the link in this WhatsApp, our WhatsApp forum. Hey guys, follow this video. This is very important, and there I went step by step with that. But we went for the actual thing here. Day is 16. Actually, I did not upload it there. Okay, I'll add it there. I'll check that if that lab is there. Otherwise, its link is here in WhatsApp. One of the million links up there. One of them is that, but I'm just gonna upload that again. No, no. I gave this lab. We did not do it ourselves, but I gave this full video because that was a very long lab. Not very long, but it was long lab, and I just gave the demo. But this lab, what we need to do here is not exactly 3 hour stuff. Here we just need to do the 2 minute stuff, which is coming the exam. But for the production environment, that lab is important. But I'm gonna just add that lab in our class video as well. So I need to remember that. Notepad. Add the. I think it is there, but I'll just point it out again. In our videos, in our all videos there. Add the Hyper-V failover VM lab. Uh, Hyper-V failover VM. Okay. To this class group. Okay. Minimizing. Okay, so what we were doing was we need to go to the recovery sources vault here. So I'll just put the word recovery here. So you will, in the exam, you will have to put the word recovery and then click the recovery here. And then there's that recovery sources vault. So I'm just gonna click the add button. Now, if we go for the exam questions there is that recovery sources vault, recovery sources vaults there, and it is showing there as well. So I'll click the add button here, and I'll select the existing resource group, and then vault, whatever is the name of the vault 3, and then it is Canada Central that I'll try to stick to because all my resources are in Canada Central. And then tags, nothing in the tags, and review plus create and create. Once you create the vault there, then, so what was the exam question here? Exam objective that you plan to protect on-premises virtual machines and Azure virtual machines by using Azure Backup. You need to prepare the backup infrastructure in Azure. The solution must minimize the cost of storing backups in Azure. What should you do from the Azure portal? So so the vault is created, guys. I'm going to click the go to resource now because the vault is created, and then there is that plus backup written there as well. There's a backup written there as well, right? So and then there are backup items, but there is a backup infrastructure here in the manage. So normally what happens is that you can go for plus backup, or first I will just check that if backup infrastructure is showing there. So when I click that, it is already just configured there, but it says that we have to configure. So I'm just going to go back here, and there's a plus backup. Oh, okay. I'll go for vault 3. Here I was. So I'm just going to click the plus backup here, and it shows here. So where is your workload running? Is it in Azure, or is it on Azure Stack, or is it on premises, right? So if we click the on premises, what do you want to back up there? And then it asks, then there is virtual machines, VMware virtual machines, Hyper-V virtual machines. You can select that, whichever. But then it says that prepare infrastructure, right? So there is on premises written there, backup goal, and then there is what you want. Now the objective says on premises virtual machines and Azure virtual machines. So that is where I'll just check that. What are we or they selecting there? My vault is created. Yeah, first thing. Vault name, yes, we gave that. Subscription for resource group. Use existing, yeah, we did that. On location drop down. Oh, that's it, right? Okay. So this means that they just created a vault there, and that is there. There's a question there by Fahad that what is Azure Stack? This one, Azure Stack is a software, Fahad, that you can download and create an Azure environment on your own hardware. So suppose you have 20 physical servers there, you can install the software Azure Stack and then manage the hardware as well as Azure. So above your hardware, this Azure platform will be created, and the Azure platform will be exactly like the Azure platform you see up there, but down under that will be your hardware, your physical servers. So you have to, so it is a downloadable Azure platform that you can put on your own hardware. Then you have to handle the hardware as well as the Azure platform. Up there in cloud, you just handle Azure environment. So this whole environment can be created in your own hardware as well. So you download a very big software called Azure Stack. So guys, this is on premises there, and so where do you want to back up? So it is virtual machines, and if we click the prepare infrastructure, I think it's going to be a longer one. Already using System Center, Data Protection Manager, or any other System Center? Nope. And then there's Azure Backup Server. Install Microsoft Backup Server. Download. Nope. So does it let us save anything? Nope. That's it. Prepare infrastructure. So if I click that, no, it's not taking us anywhere. So if you prepare infrastructure, it's not showing on premises. So this means we can go back to the vault here and back up. No, but did it create that, Ali? So if I click the plus backup here and see this on premises and select or suppose Hyper-V virtual machine and prepare infrastructure. So did you just leave it at that? There in oh, that's it, and you click next, right? Because it's not pretty much saying anything. Suppose already using so if I click that, then it should not let us go ahead. Already downloaded or using the Azure backup server solution. Yes, we cannot go any further, but did it create that? So backup goal, if I go back there, prepare infrastructure. So but in Azure they might did they say click next? That's it, right? So after that so if I go to Vault 3 and if I go to backup or backup items, okay, Azure Files, DPM, backup server. So yeah, it was not created anywhere else, but yes, this is as far as we can go. Exactly. So it was not created, but if you have selected that, I hope they save that configuration back there somewhere. So plus there and just go for on premises and select virtual machines. So I'm just doing that the same thing first time. Prepare infrastructure. It did not actually successfully create that in the background inside the vault, but if you leave it at is, then hopefully, then click next. That's it, and they would just take that as an answer. They should, because that's the only way you can prepare infrastructure for on premises, right? Okay. Thank you for confirmation as well, and let's go ahead, and I'll click next. So now it is saying you need to deploy two Azure virtual machines named VM0 1003A and 1003B based on an Ubuntu server image. The deployment must meet the following requirements. Provide us SLA of 99.95% availability. Okay, that's the availability. And use managed disk. Okay, that is easy. Okay, anyway, let's do the lab. So I'll just create two virtual machines now. I'll go back there and go to portal and virtual machines. I'll click add here for the virtual machines. Oops, add, and then okay. So file is also saying that hopefully or if you know. So here carb data. I'm just selecting the same resource group here, and virtual machine one is this VM 1003A, and then it is Canada Central where I'm sticking to, and it has to be Ubuntu server, which is the default one. Availability, we have to select the availability option, which is normally 99.95% SLA, and the managed disk is by default selected actually. So Ubuntu is already there, and then when we go down here, there's that username. So oh sorry, I didn't select the availability. So Canada Central and then availability here. So that is availability set, and you can see that there is no availability zone there. Woohoo! Yay! Are you kidding me? So Virtual machine scale set is there, but oh, Canada Central. Seriously, we're lucky. Not. So I have to go to US East to. I think Canada Central does not offer that availability option there. No infrastructure redundancy required for Ubuntu. Really? Okay. If I go to US East US, now I'm creating another. And there you go. Availability zone is there. Seriously, I should have just stuck to uh, East US instead of Canada Central. Now I have two regions to worry about. Okay. Uh, in my reminders, delete your stuff from Canada Central and East US. Otherwise, the final charge sheet or bill will remind me, oh, I forgot that. Okay. So anyway, so guys, I've just changed the East US and availability zone I've selected already. So it's asking which availability zone, just select 1 or 2 or 3, whichever. And Ubuntu is selected already. And then what else? It is asking manage disks. Okay. Is it not? Ubuntu server availability zone 1 is there already. It once you select the availability zone, obviously it is meeting that SLA of 99.95%. You just need to select that option. And username here, so it's your first name, admin, and let's go for password here, password protection. Small ABC, capital ABC, shift 1 2 3, and simple 1 2 3. Small ABC, capital ABC, shift 1 2 3, and simple 1 2 3. And it is still asking manage disk, so we need to check that too. So if we go back here, so it is SSH, and we go to disks here, and pretty much it's the manage disks. If you click advanced there, use manage disk is already selected there. So we're good, right? So if that is selected, that's what you need to make sure it is selected, and then go for networking, and then go for management. Everything else is okay, and it is diagnostic is off, advanced, and tag and review plus create, right? So that's how you create the two machines exactly, because I'm not going to create that, but what are the requirements of this question are, we have done that, and I've pointed that to you already, right? So if that is done, so you will create two machines here, right? You need to deploy two Azure virtual machines based on Ubuntu. So yes, and that's it. Use the availability and use the manage disk as I showed you. So I'm just going to go back here and cancel out from here. I showed you the objectives. You will create that. I'm not creating that. Okay. Anyway, so now I'm just going to go back here to next, and that is question 15, simulation. So if we go back here, go down here, you need to deploy an Azure virtual machine named VM1004A based on an Ubuntu server image, and then configure VM1004A to meet the following requirements. The virtual machine must contain data disks that can store at least 15 terabyte of data. So, okay, we have to add a data disk now. The data disk must be able to provide at least 2.000 IOPS, and then storage costs must be minimized. So okay, let's create that. So okay, I'll just grab this name here, and Ubuntu, it's again an Ubuntu machine, and this time we need to add a disk called 15 terabyte. Virtual machine must contain data disks that can store at least 15 terabyte and 2.0 IOPS. So let's go back here. I'm gonna click the virtual machine here, add it, and there's that carb data here. Oops, resource group carb. Okay, oh, it's there. It was not coming fast enough. So, and then virtual machine name right now is this, and it is, I'm not gonna stay on, I'll go for US East US, and so there are more features there, guys. In the exam, just stick to East US. So Ali Pass, did you select always East US or okay? Canada Central. East US. Okay, good. So guys, stick to East US. And then once we go Ubuntu server image, that's it. And it is talking about disks right now. So let's go ahead. This means that we don't need availability right now, so you can skip that. Ubuntu is already selected there. You can select the password based here, your first name admin, and then you go for small basic application 123 and simple 123, small basic application 123, and then SSH is there. Now let's go to the disks here, and the disks area, it says create and attach a new disk and attach an existing disk. So let's just attach a new disk now, and click that option of attach a new disk, and it is going for source type is empty, but size is 1024 GB, which is actually 1 terabyte. So it needs actually 15 terabyte instead of 1. So if I click the change size here, and it should just go for all those sizes, and then we go down to 1 terabyte, which is 1024. We can go for, actually, instead of 1 we can just type 15 here, right? Now it's 15 terabyte. So 15024, and if that is, I'm gonna press OK here. So now it's 15 terabyte. First of all, it is source type is empty disk, and the name of the disk is this. So if I go back there, so the disk must be able to provide at least 2.0 IOPS, which means we can just check that if the speed of the disk, well, there's not much there to check. But if you go for storage blob, suppose, and storage blob browse, obviously we did not have an existing disk there, so don't go there. I was just exploring if we have any option there. So I'm just gonna go and stick to empty disk here, 15 terabyte, that's it. So I'm just gonna press OK. But then we need to check that does it support 2.0. It's premium SSD, OS disk type, premium SSD. So the IOPS should be, I'm gonna just drop down this as well, although it is okay. Now it's not supporting. So if I click advanced, that's it. There's not much here other than, so it is managed disk already, and was that the also the, so first thing, 15 terabyte done. Second thing, because it is premium disk, so rest assured it is 2.0 IOPS, and storage cost must be minimized. Can we do something about that? No, I don't think so. 15 terabyte, that's it. 2 IOPS and storage cost. I don't think so. Anything else that can, well, we can just reduce the storage cost to standard HDD or standard SSD instead of premium, right? If we go for standard SSD, so it will so we need to know that it is giving speed, yeah, because, oh, okay, so earlier you are also saying that it is standard HDD you went for, because yes, cost is the main issue there. So standard HDD, if we go for, we recommend premium SSD for high IOPS, but it is 2.00 IOPS, right? So if we go for this and learn more, so just to confirm that scenario is this. So SSD, HDD. So IOPS is, yes, you're right, 2000. So see this standard HDD, and it is 2000, but they are talking about cost. So we're not interested in SSD, which is 6000 IOPS, or 20,000 IOPS, which is premium SSD. So we need to go to standard HDD and 2000 IOPS, because when they say cost, then thank you, Ali, for that confirmation as well. And now if we go back here, definitely it would be standard HDD, because if you see cost, then keep exploring. Premium cannot be then this the thing, right? But even when we go to, so we understand from this that standard SSD will have 6000 IOPS, but standard HDD has 2000 IOPS, and that really is what we are looking for. They put point here, but it is 2000. Okay, so standard HDD is there, and the disk has been added as well, 15 terabyte. And if we go there, 15 terabyte done, 2000 IOPS, and that would automatically cut the cost, which is okay already, right? So we're good with that. These requirements have been met on this page. So networking, when you go there, nothing there. Management, so you just have to go ahead and create that machine, and remember to turn off the boot diagnostic for every machine you create there. Advanced, nothing here. Tags, nothing here. And review plus create. So I'm not gonna actually create that machine, obviously. So but the requirements are shown here, and I'm gonna click close here. And so that is done. And then we go for next, and whoa, it goes back to question one. And simulation. Okay, so you plan to create 100 Azure virtual machines on each of the following three virtual networks: VNet 1005A, VNet 1005B, and 5C. All the network traffic between the three virtual networks will be routed through VNet 1005A. Between two networks with 5A. So you need to create the virtual networks, and then to ensure that all the Azure virtual machines can connect to other virtual machines by using their private IP addresses. Okay, that is peering, right? The solution must not require any virtual network gateways and must minimize the number of peerings. So must minimize the number of peerings, right? So now we're going to create three VNets here, and then minimize the number of peerings. So how many peerings? I'm just going a bit fast here. So Ali, how many peerings did you create there? Two, or obviously it would be just. You have to configure the peering. Once you configure from within one VNet, the peering, and you say that you want to connect to this machine, then you just create two. Yeah. Okay. Two. Because obviously. Okay. So two. And thank you, Ali, for that confirmation as well. And now we will be creating all these VNets. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Yeah. Just going for that background music. So here, enter classic, blah blah blah, enter create. So we're gonna create three VNets now, and those VNets, first one address space is 10.0.0.0/16, and subnet is 0, and then /24, and then select your subscription and location. Then we go for 10.1.0.0, and then we go for 10.2.0.0, and that is, so 1.0.0 is 1005A, second is 1005B, third is 1005C. So let's create that and do the peering. Okay, so here I'll just quickly go to the virtual machines area. Let's click that, and we go to virtual networks here, and we click the add button here for the virtual networks, and then we go for VNet 105A, and then it is 06 already. 10, actually it's 1006, so I'll just try to make it 10.0.0.16 if I don't have a VNet already there. Oh, overlaps. Okay, I already have overlaps with 10.0.0.0/24 in virtual network. Cord beta also took it. So no worries, guys. You can just go for 10.1.0.0, 10.2.0.0, 10.3.0.0 as I'm gonna go. Otherwise, in your case, you can just go for 10.1.0.0 or 10.0.0.0, 1.0.0, and 2.0.0. It's up to you, right? So 10.1.0.0 because 0.0 is not available for me, so I'm just going for that. And then pay as you go. Select resource group. I'll just go for carb data here. Two resource groups I need to delete, and then I'll just stick to East US, and the default subnet is there, which is okay. Distributed denial of service attacks is there. 10.1.0.0/24 is the subnet. So pretty much not a lot there. I'm gonna click the create button here. While the first network VNet is getting created, I'm gonna go for the second VNet and go back to the file there. So it is VNet 1005B, and that is, in my case, it will be 10.2.0.0 now /16. So 5B, and I'll just change it to 2.0.0/16, and then I'm gonna go down to okay, first of all, resource group, carb data old, East US here, and went for 2 instead of 1. And then click create. Yeah, so ABAC. Okay, guys. Then I'm gonna go for the third one here, and go back to this and VNet 1005C. I'll go there and check that. It is already 10300. Wow, that was bright. So, and oh, it already detects that it's supposed to be 10300. I don't have to put 3 there. It just detected that. Smart. Okay, so again, the resource group and the location is there, and 10300, and I'll click create. And all three virtual networks are getting, in fact, two are created, last one is creating. So if I refresh that, so VNet 1005 and 105A and B are created already. And so what I'm gonna do, and the third one is also created, so I'm just gonna refresh that. Oh, okay, it will show up one day or Sunday. So if we go back here, so the question says that you need to create the virtual networks, and then to ensure that all virtual machines can connect to other virtual machines by using their private IP address. So the solution must not require any virtual network gateways, and the number of peerings. All the network traffic between the three virtual networks will be routed through VNet 1005A. So that's a very good point there, Ali. Thank you for that. So VNet 1005A is there. So this means that the traffic has to go from A to B, and the traffic has to go from A to C, right? So A will be the central one from where you're connecting to B and C. So we can create two peerings there within A. One goes from A to B, one goes A to C, right? So let's go that. Let's go inside 1005A, and it doesn't say that there will be virtual machines inside, right? So we don't need to create virtual machines here. No, it will be there, but we just need to create peerings. So okay guys, I'm just gonna, yeah, there's a third one as well. VNet is showing now, so I'm just gonna go to A should be connected to B, then A should be connected to C, right? So 1005A, and then we go down to this peerings here in 1005A. So you have to go there and then click the add button here, and then you can see here, say here, peering from 1005A to 1005B, and okay, dash dash to dash. Okay, so now it's okay, and then we go for virtual network, and that's the destination virtual network. It is B. So from A to B, name of the peering from VNet B to VNet VNet B, 1000B to 1005A. So we're gonna just change the name there. So Control C here. We're gonna go down to the name as well. So you just put the opposite name now, and that is from 1005B to 1005A. You just change the name. The rest is okay. It's not forwarding the traffic from any third one, actually it is. But anyway, so this is A to B and B to A. First of all, this two communications we're configuring here, and yes, the traffic will be allowed from A to B and B to A two-way. And so let's press OK here. So the peering here is getting created between A to B and B to A. So that's the same thing that we need to create for A to C and C to A. So the first peering is there, and it is still right now creating. So Ali says enable as well. So this means we need to wait for that to be created. Okay, so here peering is created, but it is disabled. Oh, okay, that's the gateway transit. Peering status says connected for A. If I go to B here and peering status shows here, it is connected. So yeah, we're good, right? Traffic between A and B. Peering status is connected, and oh yeah, so if I just go to this, there's a delete. If I go inside the peering from, so I'm inside A now, I'll go inside the peering A, and did I not enable? Allow virtual network access from VNet A to B is enabled by default, right? And allow forwarded traffic. No, forwarded traffic should not be. We don't need to forward. Yeah. So you're good. Yeah. Okay. So let's go back to this, so then we go again to VNet 1005A, and then we create a second peering, right? So go for peerings here, and then we click the add button here, and now we pretty much do the same thing, but this time we're going from A to C. So because C is already there, so we can just change the names here, so it will be easy for you there as well in the exam. And virtual network, only C is enable or available now. And then we just put that A to C now. Oh, C to A now, because you need to put the opposite side there as well, C to A, right? Once that is there and it is enabled for both, so as soon as you click OK, it just gets enabled for both. So now you have two peerings there. One peering goes from A to B, and second peering goes from A to C here, right? So in that case, you will then, so one peering goes from A to B, and second pairing goes from A to C. So that's what got created here, and all peerings need to be created inside VNet 1005A. So that's done, right? So if it is done, because it is added successfully, so we can just see that if you refresh, this lab is done, and you can just go ahead. So and then we go ahead, guys. VNets have been created, and we go to the next lab. Question 2. Really? Did we not do that? You plan to create several virtual machines in different availability zones, and then to configure the virtual machines for load balance connection from the internet. Woohoo! Yay! Seriously, are you kidding me? Okay, you need to create an IP address resource named IP1006 to support the planned load balancing solution. The solution must minimize the cost. What should you do from the Azure portal? So, okay, guys, so you need to actually go for load balancer, and then you need to select an IP address resource for that, which will be named as IP1006. So what we're doing is where we did the whole load balancing lab. I hope you remember that. And then it is the IP address that we need to just give to the load balancer. So it says here public IP address search, and then go for public IP address results, and then under the public IP address select create, enter IP6. Oh, that's it. We don't need to create the load balancer then. That's the exam collection one, right? So if we go further ahead here, so there's that you plan to create a virtual availability zone and configure virtual. So we plan to do virtual machines. We plan to create the load balancer, but for that they just need to have a public IP address created first. Okay, to support the planned load balancing. So we don't need to create a load balancer. We just need to create a public IP address, and so that's exam collection is pretty straightforward about that. So and Ali Pass is confirming that. So that's thank you for that. And now what we need to do is we can just search public IP address there, and simply create the public IP address by this name. So dynamic, select appropriate subscription and resource group. That's all, right? So if we go back to this search, we just go for on the top here. Why did I manage password? Anyway, so public IP address. As soon as you type public here, public IP addresses comes here. So let's select that public IP address, and two public IP addresses has been automatically created for the two virtual machines that we created. In the background, it does create that because we needed that. Let's click add just to create our public IP. So later you can use this public IP for your load balancer, right? So we can just name it exactly as it is named here. So it's IP1006, and it is there. And then idle timeout 4 minutes. It can be the same. DNS label name. So there is IP address assignment is dynamic. IP version is this. SKU is basic. Oh. Oh, I think it's I'm in East US. Yeah. So, oh, it is basic, yeah. So IPv4 and then it is basic. So as the question says here, or does the question say that? So you need to create a supported the planned load balancer solution. The solution must minimize the cost. Okay, minimize the cost. Cost factor is always there. So keep an eye on that. And so basic is there, IP 1006, and then it lets us choose the dynamic because standard was not letting us choose the dynamic, and it was by default on standard. You have to go for basic then in order for the choice to be there to select dynamic and static. So it is then dynamic, and it is less costly than the other one. And then DNS name label. Now this is a choice, right? A record starts with a specified label and resolves to. Okay, we can just put that here as well. IP006 or not. DNS name label not available. Try using. Oh, okay. So we don't need that right now, but because which machine are you giving this public IP is not there, but I think we can just leave it as is. And select resource group. So I'm just gonna go for the local one, and East US is already selected there. So you create a public IP, and it is IPv4, and it is basic to cut the cost, and its name is this, right? The rest is pretty much okay. Idle timeout minutes. If it's 4 minutes, it is being used. Keep a TCP or HTTP connection open without relying on clients to send keep alive. So keep this IP there while even if the clients are not communicating with you, keep that IP available for the whole public. So if that is all created, I'm just gonna click the create button here just to check that if it works or if it's gonna give an error. That's it, guys. So well, when it's successful, then that is it. Wow, takes time. Okay, so it is done as well. Refresh. Anyway, it is done, right? If it is successfully done, that's it, right? So now we can just go for the next question here. So this is all you need to create, and I'll click next. Question 3 simulation, and then we go ahead. You need to create a virtual network named VNet 1008 that contains three subnets named subnet 0, 1, 2, and the solution must meet the following requirements. Connections from any of the subnets to the internet must be blocked. Any of the subnets, okay. Connections from the internet to any of the subnets must be blocked. So yes, both sides from the internet to any of the subnets must be blocked. The number of network security groups, NSGs, and NSG rules must be minimized. So we can connect NSG that is not connected to internet and connect it to three subnets there. That would be thing. So create a resource in the portal, VNet in the search market. Yeah. And then so virtual network when it appears in the search results, and then create three sub. So we're gonna create VNet 8 here, 1008, and then we're gonna create three subnets inside, and that can be 10.00/24, then 10.100/24, 10.2.00/24, and as it says here, and then there's should be a NSG created there that should be attached to all three subnets without having internet connection allowed there, right? So I'm going to go for creating a VNet now. I'll click add. Then 10400 is the range for me. That's the only one available. I'll go for existing resource group. US East US is okay, and that's the first subnet there. So I'll just name it subnet 0. You can just name it like that. In my case, it is within the 4 range. So 400, then 410, or 10400 is the first one subnet. Then the second subnet in my case would be 10410, 1.0/24, then the third subnet would be 10.4.2.0/24. That's how we can have three subnets there. So endpoints we don't need, firewall we don't need, DDoS is okay, basic. So the VNet is getting created now, which is, oh, the name is, seriously, oh, that was in my first copy. I put the public IP name there. So VNet 1008 and 10400 and then subnet 0. So I'll just click create here, and once it is created, I'm going to create the two subnets there and connect the NSG that is not connected to internet, right? So if I go to the requirements again, the number of network security groups and NSG rules must be minimized. So connections from any of the subnets to the internet must be blocked. Connections from the internet to any of the subnets must be blocked. Okay, so while this is getting created here, oh, it's already created. Wow, that was fast. So refresh, there it is, and I'll go inside that VNet and go to subnets. So there's subnet 0 is there, plus subnet 1, and that is 410. It's already detecting that. Network security group, we haven't created that. Route table, not yet, and that's it, nothing much. So subnet 1, 10410, that's all, and I'll press OK. Then I'll create the third subnet here, and that is subnet 2, because we started from 0, right? So subnet 2, it takes automatically 10420, and the rest is, because we don't have a security group yet, so we didn't create that, so press OK. So the three subnets are being created. I can go to another area and go for NSG or NS. So network security groups is there if you type NS. So this is how you can do it in the exam as well. Network security groups. And then I'll click the add button here for the network security group. And now, did they ask any name there to be created for the NSG? Nothing. So we can go for resource group, name NSG1, suppose, and it is on East US because all the subnets were created in East US. Make sure that the region is same. Once that is done, next tags, nothing here, review plus create and create. So NSG needs to be created first. So one VNet was created, three subnets were created, and they need to be attached to an NSG that blocks the internet traffic from internet and to internet both. So now three subnets are created, but we need to go for the NSG that blocks the traffic. I hope we have reached 15 or 16 labs. So the rest of the labs, guys, what's the plan? Should I just keep on creating while if you're gone, or till 10:30 I'll keep on creating? Whoever wants to go at 10, it's okay. Otherwise you want to stick around, we can just finish this video today. So there's that VNet created here, the NSG created there, network security group created here. I'm going to click the go to resource, and in that there's an inbound security rule and there's an outbound security rule. So the requirement is connection from any of the subnets to internet blocked, and connections from the internet to any subnets blocked. So this is inbound, and okay, yeah, that's good. So anyone wants to stick around for the length of the lecture, because I am trying to just finish the lab today, so you could have it in one go, all the videos available. Okay, so it might take more than 10, so feel free to stay. Okay, so thank you, sir. And now it says here 10-4. Oh, okay, I thought, 10-4 guy has passed the exam. Okay, so yeah. Now there's that allow VNet outbound, and that is 65. So it is on any port, any is allow. So this is pretty much allowing all the traffic to go anywhere. So if we go back to the solutions there, okay, I'll just go back to this. So they are creating, what are they ultimately doing there? So enter subnet 1 for name and blah 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 blah. Create third subnet blah 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 blah. Enter subnet 2 for name blah 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 blah. Okay, pretty much nothing. So this means that we can create a new NSG and simply tell it not to connect to internet, and that would be it. So if I click the add button here and source, now the traffic, this is inbound outbound rule, sorry, I went for outbound rule, so let's go for inbound rule. So outside to inside, right? So deny all inbound is the actual rule that will just but it is saying block from internet, right? Not block from both subnets. So if I just go for um, connections from any of the subnets to internet and from internet to any subnets should be blocked. That's the only thing they are blocking. So this means that if we go for inbound rules, now this rule is allowing any traffic from anywhere to connect to that, right? So if we click that add here, so source should not be any, and if we go for IP address here, so then we have to give the range. Now these subnets can be connected to each other as well. um, so I just want to go quicker, a bit quicker there. So Ali, do you remember that lab? Ha. Okay, because I'm just I can just go for two subnets, but I'm just feeling lazy here. So calling Ali pass. If you forgot that, that's not fair. I mean, like then I have to just go for that document and look at my previous videos and do that, right? So okay, so there's inbound rule. How do we block that? There are many ways to block it, but what is the best way to block? So first of all, the source should not be any, and or if it is any, see this, deny. That's one way, right? Any source. But then if we go for internet, so this is, there are two ports there, right? 80 and 443. So HTTP and HTTPS, that's how internet comes, right? So there is no other way. So any deny. Oh, you went for all out, not just HTTP HTTPS. Okay. So there's source is any, but if you go for any, and priority is, if you want to put those ports, it would be 80. As I'm saying that there are many ways to do that, like not many ways, but 443. If you just go for these two ports now, oh, that's the name, sorry, that's the port. So 80 and 443, that would also do the same thing. Internet will be, but they are saying anything in internet could be from over the internet. You can just connect with 1433 as well, but the port 80 and 443. So if you deny any source, that would simply deny internet, yes, but any also denies other subnet traffic as well, right? But they are not concerned about that subnet traffic, so they might just say, okay, that also works, but this would be something that you can take into account, that you just want to block 443 and 80 traffic, right? 80 and 443. So yeah, so it should be 80 and 443 here, and that's it. So if you put that there, so that is name is internet. That's the two ways, right? And deny. So source any, obviously that would be anywhere from internet, and what, 8443 HTTP traffic, and then that's it, pretty much internet, right? So if you create that rule here, NSG, and then click the add button, so it is created here and the deny rule is there. So I'm just going to go for outbound as well, and click the add button, and then its port is 80 comma 443, deny. That's all right. So internet, name is internet. So that should just block the traffic for source any, which is local from outbound. So it is, and I'll just click the add button here. So if you just create here, so there's one rule created that blocks 80 and 443 here in outbound security rules, and then one blocks in inbound security rules as well. So if we are done, aren't we done? Okay, we are done. So it's not showing there, but anyway, select there and select here. Oh, hey, where's my internet one? Inbound one. Did I not press OK there? I didn't. I think I did not. Okay, so it was showing that, I'm sure, but it's not showing anymore. So I'll just go for 8443 deny, and the rule denies traffic from may affect machine connectivity. Yeah, we know that. So, and this is internet. So a rule with that name already. Okay, that's why. Uh, oh, it's just not showing me. It's not updating. That's all. So it is already there. There's no local refresh. I'll just click that internet refresh, and it is there, but it is not there. If I create that rule inbound, that I think it is going to be for outbound as well. But okay, anyway, so it says it is there, but it's not showing. Anyway, so I'm just if you've created that, it should be showing later. Maybe you sign out, sign in and outbound. Yeah, so it should be there, but like. If it's not showing, I'll just click somewhere else and go back there. So it will be one rule that you create either outbound or inbound, so it will just cover both sides of track. Normally it's supposed to be different, right? Names have to be. Oh yeah, you're right. The names. You're right. Exactly. Think I'm messing with the names. 80 comma 443, because it's set. There's already that name, so that's definitely you're right, Ali. So internet one. I'll just go for that, and there you go. Thank you, sir. So it is there, and it is getting created now. So it should be different names. Internet here, internet one there. Normally the name should be internet deny one, internet deny two. All right. Thank you for troubleshooting that, and for confirming. So just out inbound and outbound. Yeah. Okay. So guys, here once we have that this selected there, so we need to attach this subnet there to this NSG should be attached to the subnet. So there's a subnets within the NSG. You can see the subnets here, right? So once you click the subnets here, there's an associate written there. So we can just click the associate and then go for the VNet 1008 here. And then there are subnets 0 and press OK. So subnet 0 will not have traffic inbound or outbound from internet. And saving subnet successfully. So if I click associate again and go for 1008 and go for subnet 1 and press OK, that's the one NSG that I created connected to subnet 1. And then I'm clicking associate third time here, going for 1008 VNet, and inside there are 3 subnets. So subnet 2 and press OK. So this NSG that blocks inbound, outbound internet traffic is attached to all 3 subnets there. So that pretty much is how this should be done. Connections from, yeah, done, NSG minimize. So one NSG connected to all 3. That's all, right? Okay, that done. Let's click next. And then there is, okay, thank you. Question 14 here, and simulation. You plan to allow connections between the VNet 01 USEA2 and VNet 01 USWEA, so East 2 and West 2 virtual networks. So you need to ensure that virtual machines can communicate across both virtual networks by using their private IP addresses. The solution must not require any virtual network gateways. Aren't we going to create peering here? So, and peering would be global, because there are, well, there are 2 VNets, but they did not actually say 2 regions there. So this means that it is just one region. Why there are 2 labs with the same? Oh yeah, this is just another lab that can come there. So yeah, they are both like they're both. Hey, didn't we do that lab already? Okay. So anyway, I'll just quickly create the two VNets there and peer them together. So select peerings and settings. Since we do that lab already, what's the difference between that lab and this lab? I don't think any difference is there, but yeah, VNets are there, but by this name. Yeah, so VNets are there. Oh yeah, so guys, we can assume just to save time that you plan to allow connections between virtual networks. You need to ensure that. So yeah, maybe in the exam the VNets are already there. You just need to enable the peering. Oh, in the exam, okay. Ali's saying that VNets are always there, already there. You just need to enable peering. So guys, we already enabled peering with two VNets, and that's the same way you can create that. But in case you want to see this question's answer, so I can go to the virtual networks. We have, okay, so I didn't create the VNet 1008 to any other VNet here, so I can just do that to show. So we're pretending that this is the VNet, which is showing VNet USEA2, which is 1005C here, and we're pretending that VNet 1008 is actually USWE2. So yeah. Oh yeah, you can make BC as well. So or 1000 B is there, 1005 B is there, 1005 C is there. Actually, there is already peering correct there, but yeah, once you go to any of those, we can go to any two VNets, right? So suggestion from Ali is that go for a VNet B and connector C. Anyway, we can just go to. I'm just going to B, which I'm pretending as USEA2, and then go to peering here, and then click the add button here, and I hope it's in the, no, it's not there. I already moved it from the, so what we can say here is actually USEA2. So peering dash from dash this. So actually those are different VNets, so don't be confused, but I'm just using the actual exam from this to dash this, and once, and I'll select that and go for virtual network. So suppose we are going for that, VNet other one. So then it will be from, okay, now it would be WE instead of, and it will be EA here. So just need to do that. I just named it according to the question, but actually those VNets are different VNets. So this is how peering is done. We already did that, but this is the answer to that question. When we press OK, it just creates that between those two VNets. This is how peering is done. Uh, so it is still going on here. Okay, both peerings are done, and if I click the close button here, so there's that peering connect created there, and there was no other requirement other than that it should be private traffic. So definitely it has to be peering. With peering only you can do the private traffic. So that is done, guys. Let's go ahead next, and 15 simulation. So, and there it is. You plan to host several secured websites on Web01. You need to allow HTTPS over TCP port 443 to Web01, and to prevent HTTP over TCP port 80 to Web01. What should you do that in Azure portal? So you need to allow HTTPS over TCP port 443 to Web01, which is a secured website, okay, and to prevent HTTP over TCP port 80 to Web01. So this is on a secured website, and how the solution goes here. Oh, network security group, which is attaching to several secured websites on Web01. It's a virtual machine, seriously. So you create a network security group, and Web01 is actually there. Okay, that's good. So we can create an NSG and attach it to Web01, right? So definitely, Ali's saying that Web01 will be there in the exam already there. So you just need to create an NSG that allows traffic and blocks traffic, right? So this is NSG there, and then create a network security group, enter a name for your network security group, blah blah blah, and create that. Create an inbound security rule to allow security rule allows HTTPS over TCP port 443. Select your new network security groups, select inbound security rules, and then select add inbound rule, and then select advanced and blah 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 HTTPS and add to create the rule, and then repeat the step B25 TCP port 8. So first is 443 and it is allowed HTTPS over TCP. Yes. Okay. So what we need to do is there's our virtual machine already there. Okay. I'll just go for that. Oh, no. Here virtual machines. So Web01 is already there, right? So I'm gonna go to the other duplicate here, and I'm already in the NSG. But what we can do is just type it NSG, and it is going to go for network security group, and we're inside there. You're going to create new NSG there because they did not say that create a specific named NSG, so just create any NSG there and attach it to Web01. So here you can just go for blocking 44380 traffic. You can name it anything, and our virtual machines are on Canada Central. Ouch. Okay. Now I'm not sticking to East US. So in my case, my virtual machines are on Canada Central, so I need to just make sure that I'm going for the same machine. So review plus create. First we create a NSG there and click the create button. Wow, it's taking forever. Okay, it's done, and or not, or yes or not. Okay, now it's yes. So NSG is created. I'm gonna go to the inside the NSG, and there inbound security rules. I'm gonna click the add button here in the inbound security rules and add, and the resource is any from the internet because the objective is to add inbound rules there, and networking and inbound rules. So Ali saying that I did that in Web01 and in networking, and okay. So, but we can create an NSG separately as well. And oh, NSG is already created attached there. You're right, Ali. So and add inbound rules. Okay. So you did it that way, or we can connect NSG since I'm already inside. Okay, and I've given the name. So we can do it within the virtual machine, guys, or we can just attach this NSG there as well to the virtual machine. So any there, and then destination port range is 443 over TCP, and where's the objective here? So, oh, okay, objective, let's go for the objective. We need to allow HTTPS over TCP port 443 to Web01 and to prevent HTTP over TCP port 80 to Web01. Okay, so this is TCP and this is allow and done, right? So this is Edge TTPS, and yeah, add. Thank you, Ali. And there it is getting created. I'm just gonna create one more inbound rule, add, and this is an any here as well, and we go for port 80 now, and this is it is TCP as well, and we go for deny, and that is HTTP, right? So if you put that, so 80 is denied, HTTPS is allowed, and done. We attach, we create the two inbound security rules. In my case, I have to attach this NSG to the Web01. Otherwise, yes, we could have gone for, as Ali also did that. So Web01, and we could have gone for networking there, NSG, and there was NSG there as well. Oh, that's yeah, and there was that inbound rules here as well, right? And add inbound rule. You could have just done the same thing here, but since I did not do that, so which is that I can just attach that because it is already created there. Um, what I can do is I can just go to Web01, which is a virtual machine, right? Inside the Web01 virtual machine, I can just either I exactly do that. Why should I just then attach another NSG there when there is already this one? So yes, I should have just gone this way instead of attaching that, right? So I'm just gonna click the add inbound, and this is it. Allow TCP and 443. Seriously, I'm just doing that again now. 443. So guys, because it is there, and since I'm a bit fast here, so I'm just so that NSG that you did, I'm just doing that again here. So you don't have to create that NSG. You can just go inside and do this here as well. And port 80 is TCP deny. That's what we did. And name is 80 block, right? Add. And 443 conflicts with the with rule 80. Oh, seriously. Okay, see, I was too fast, and it was not even created, and I just so port 443. What did I mess up here? Allow, and it is priority 310 443. Any? Yeah, I'm good. Right? Okay. And yeah, I'll just go for port 80 now. I'll just name it different. Oh, maybe there's an 80 already there. TCP deny, and it is 80. And the rule denies traffic wrong. Yeah. The number must be assigned with a letter or number name. Okay. Yeah. Okay, it's done. So one is denied, one is allowed, right? So we're good. Okay, let's go for the next one. So guys, instead of creating a new NSG and attaching that, we could just create that right away here. Otherwise, this is the NSG that was attached there. I could have gone for subnets and here associate with that subnet and then associate with the virtual machine as well, if I had wanted to go that way. But this is better. Go inside the virtual machine and do that. Thank you for reminding that, Ali. So okay, and then we go down to next, and then simulation 15. Wow, the questions are up and down here. Oh, that's done. So why are we back here? Okay, next. 44. Woohoo! Yay! And then there is your on-premises network users uses an IP address range of 131 to 131. This is public IP range on-premises. You need to ensure that only device from the on-premises network can connect to the RG storage account. Okay, what should you do? So this is a storage account. Only device from the on-premises network can connect. So it has a range from here to here. So we need to give this 2.0 to 2.55. We can put the dash there and give the range. So it says here navigate to storage accounts. The storage account will already be there, guys. Click on the settings menu called firewalls and virtual networks. Ensure that you have elected to allow access from selected networks, and then go for to grant access to this range address range to this insider format under firewall address ranges. Okay, so I'm just gonna go to one storage account that is already created there, pretending that this is that one. I'm gonna go to the firewalls and virtual networks there, and then selected networks, and I'm gonna add this range from here to there. So this is a range that we need to add. So if I go to a storage account now, so I'm just gonna go to portal menu, go for storage accounts, and there is one storage account, anyone. I'll just grab one of those 95 and 2. Inside there, I need to give firewall and networks is there, right? and all networks. So we go to selected networks here, and then there is that add IP ranges to allow access from the internet. So I'll click that, add CIDR, add address range, and then we can just give that range here. So 131, but in order to give the full range here, it says here you may not wish to add your client IP address from its physical home. So add client IP address. So does it go for dash or two? Okay, so invalid argument and dash. So it doesn't go for two, obviously. So so 2.0/2255 here, 131 107. It's the same range, but it's up to that range, right? So on-premise network. So on-premises networks. Either we can just go give one range. So it says here to grant access to an internet IP range, enter the address range of 2.02 insider format under firewall address range. So up to this. So it should be 2.0 to 255. How can we can just go for slash, right, insider. So that would be /24 because these are 2.2. Yeah, so it should be 2.0/24, right? That's it. So, oh, okay. Yeah, Ali also says that. Thank you, sir. Okay, so it is /24 and allow trusted Microsoft services to access it. That's it, guys. This is it. So if you've put in that /24, click save. You know, very simple things when we are in a hurry. Very simple things are not coming into mind. But this is it, and well, we just have to add this one, right? This is my public IP there. So anyway, you have to add it this way. That's all. Save, and then we go for next simulation. So it is 45. Okay. Another administrator attempts to establish connectivity between two virtual networks named VNet1 and VNet2. The administrator reports that connections across the virtual networks fail from VNet1 to VNet2. You need to ensure that network connections can be established successfully between VNet1 and VNet2 as quickly as possible. Are you kidding me? Is that a peering question? Is it across the region? Another administrator established connectivity between two virtual networks, VNet1 and VNet2. The administrator reports that connections across the virtual networks fail. You ensure that network connections can be established successfully between VNet1 and VNet2 as quickly as possible. So VNets will be there, as Ali saying that VNets will already be there. What you need to, you can connect one VNet to another VNet using the virtual network peering or an Azure VPN gateway to create as soon as possible, they're saying. So it's peering. So Ali, did you do peering there, or because it's again a peering question, and I don't think, well, yeah, among these questions, there will be questions coming for. So if there is one peering question that we already did before, if that comes, then obviously this one will not come. But they're saying in the solution as well, either you go for Azure VPN gateway to create a virtual network. So this will not be very quick, guys. If you go for VPN gateway, quickest will be peering, and we did that 2 times now. So what you can do is VNet1, VNet2, just peer them together if there are any problems. So the two VNets will be there. Just make sure that the peering is actually showing enabled or not. If it is not, just recreate it. Oh, you got 2 labs of peering, Ali? Okay, Ali's saying that he got 2 labs of peering. But they're saying troubleshoot, right? They're not saying create. So maybe they create the peering and they left out something. So maybe it is disabled. You can just go ahead and just click the enable button there. So in that case, otherwise create a peering there. But in order to just go for that, if we are inside the VNet, virtual networks, so we have the two connections there. So we create the peering between B and C, right? So if we click B here and go to peering here, so it should be just saying connected here, right? So this should be connected. If I go inside the peering, maybe they click their disable here, maybe if they want you to troubleshoot. So you just go ahead and enable that in that case, right? So that there is no troubleshoot. So Ali is saying there is no troubleshoot. You just create a peering connection. That's good. Okay. So if they don't want you to troubleshoot, that's it. That's good. That's very good. So virtual networks. I'm just gonna go back here. So guys, the peering lab is what we did already. Just do that lab again here. I'm gonna click next now. And thank you Ali for your input. So there is no troubleshoot there. And question 46 here. I think we may be reaching their 19th or 20th lab here, I guess. We're not counting and it's really up and down going right now. So you plan to configure VM1 to be accessible from the internet, and you need to add a public IP address to the network interface used by a VM1. What should you do from the Azure portal? So, okay, VM1 should be there in the exam, and then it needs a public IP on its network interface, right? So and Ali, this was a question that you were actually maybe asking as well, that how do you connect that? So anyway, let's just I'm gonna go to that virtual machine, and I'm gonna go to the network card. So Ali, did you had to? Oh, you got this in the exam as well. Okay, so the thing is that if we go to the virtual machine, I'm in the virtual machine now, and then go inside, go to the networking here, and there's a network interface and there's a add attach network interface, right? So yeah, it's networking, and then we can go for attach network interface. So we have to just attach a public IP because there is already a public IP to the current network interface. So maybe there the default network interface does not have a public IP. In that case, uh, then we can go for. So there's a okay. So there's network interface, and Ali's saying that go for this network interface card name, which already actually has a public IP. And then, well, it has a public IP already, but you can go to IP configurations. Yeah, IP config and add. So okay, IP configure and add, right? So it already has a public IP, but so Ali, did you actually had was there a public IP already in the default network card of that machine in the exam? Hello.
Hello? Yeah, so yes, no, on the exam, there was no public IP, but if you go on IP configuration, it gives you the option of public on the top, and then you enable, and it'll give you IP config 1, save, and you have to refresh a couple times, and then you go back on that screen, and it'll show you public IP.
Okay, so you don't have to add it, right?
No, you don't have to
So
add it.
in that machine there will be no public IP, but here.
No, on the same screen, there'll be an option of public IP, and then you can enable it.
Cool. Okay, thank you. Really, that's really good for everyone to see that. Thank you, sir.
No problem.
So here, yeah, we don't have that option. We're not seeing that because we do have a public IP already. But as Ali has just mentioned, that there will be option for public IP. You just have to enable that. So IP forwarding is there, but that's obviously not what we need to go for. Public IP will be there, and you need to enable that. So guys, for this question, yeah, hero of the day, man, Ahmed is correct. We should send Ali a lot of samosas and biryanis. Thank you, Ahmed, for sponsoring that. Oh wow, I'm just kidding. Okay, okay. Anyway, so already, so yeah, I selected a sponsor as well. Seriously, no, we should all be giving him biryani, right, and samosa, and jalebi. Okay, so let's go ahead, guys, and try to. You Ali, the biggest contribution right now is you have confirmed everything. Plus, you have made it possible to make the lab faster. Okay, so thank you very much for that. And so let's go ahead, and since everyone's eyes are red now, and maybe they are looking at me, staring at me with red eyes, so I'm just really scared of that. So I'll just go ahead and go for the next questions. So next here, 47. So here, now you need to allow RDP connections over TCP port 3389 to VM1 from the internet. The solution must prevent connections from the internet over all other TCP ports. Are you kidding me? Okay, that's the basicest one, right? So it's inbound rule for RDP, right? So this means that VM1 would be there, and you just enable RDP 3389 over the internet. So VM1 would be there as Ali's confirming. So I'll go to virtual machine here, and actually all our virtual machines are already RDP'd. So this means that the virtual machine that is there may not have an RDP connection. So I'm just going to go inside here, and there is that connect. Oh, sorry. We can go to the networking here. Seriously, that's networking, and then we go to inbound rules. Now, guys, it is there. Okay, so Ali, there is samosa already been provided by Ahmed. So that's a very, oh man, seriously, I need to attack that. So there's that samosa with the sauce there as well, and okay, that's a spicy one, Ahmed. I mean, this is scary, right? Okay, no. So, but thank you very much for that samosa. And yeah, at night, samosa is there, and really tomorrow I'll be going for that samosa as well from Taj Mahal, and I'll send that actual samosa picture as well. Okay, guys. So here, RDP connection is already there. It is allowing over the internet, and it is not allowing any of the traffic because you add only 389 port. So if you had to do that there, just click the add inbound port rule here, and go for any traffic there, from any IP there, and the destination port range would be 3389. And it will be RDP. I'll just put it RDP1 because I already added that. So that's all you need to do there, because it's not going for any specific thing other than that, right? The solution must prevent connections from internet over all other TCP ports. Yeah, when you add just 3389, that's it, right? It's not allowing anything else. So, and that's just put it RDP1 and click add, and it should work, right? Yeah. Or okay, so this does say over TCP port, exactly. So good point, Ali there. So we can select, instead of any, we can select TCP, and that would get us the marks. TCP port 3389. Yeah, that's it. Thank you, sir. So there's that TCP allow and RDP there, and you can just go ahead and click add, because I've already added that. So I'll just go ahead and click add, and it should, well, it's a different name, so, but it's doing the same thing that my already rule is doing. So 2 RDP connections. Anyway, so this is how this lab is done. In fact, yeah, I created it even. So I'm gonna click next here. That was really simple. So question 17 solution. Let's go down. You can now imagine how fast I am right now. We're done. Okay, no. So you plan to deploy several Azure virtual machines and to connect them to a virtual network named VNet 1007. You need to ensure that future virtual machines on VNet 1007 can register their name in an internal DNS zone named carp.blah.blah.blah.com. So the zone must not be hosted on a virtual machine. Okay, that's a Cloud Shell thingy. And what we need to do is give a command that will create the DNS zone there. So can register their name in an internal DNS zone call. So we need to create an internal DNS zone called this, and in our case, we have to. Oh, Ali, this is the last one, guys. Good news. This is the last one. Woohoo! Yay! If there's one more, then Ali has to provide samosa to everyone. Okay, just kidding. So here, now we need to give this Cloud Shell. So there, Ali, there was just one Cloud Shell question there, like PowerShell, Cloud Shell, Shell. Okay, okay, thank you, sir. And I'm just gonna go there. There's a Cloud Shell here. We're gonna click that Cloud Shell. It will just go ahead and create that. So you have to click this one. It then asks that, hey, you want to go for Cloud Shell? So yes, create a storage. It will create a storage there as well. So let's click create storage. And one day, Monday or Sunday, the Cloud Shell will open. And it is initializing. So there are some commandlets here, and those commandlets should be that's it. It's still loading. Authenticating to Azure, building, and there you go. So the commands are there. Oh well, the command prompt is there, and so I'm just gonna go back here. What we need to do is create a DNS zone called this, right? So there's a commandlet here. First of all, it says new Azure RM resource group minus name. So it does it say that create a resource group as well, but you have to attach it to some resource group, right? So either you can attach it to the existing one, or you can actually create that. So guys, you can just put that command, try to practice that several times. So ensure that VNet 1007 can register to, so you just create a internal DNS zone. That's all you need to do in Cloud Shell, right? So I'll run the first commandlet that just creates a resource group name like this, and I'm copying that. Create resource group to contain the DNS, and that is, I'll right click and paste. So there you have to remember that commandlet. So, and then location is East US. Oh, does it go for dash East US or East US? I'm just not putting dash to just check that. Yeah, that's it. It's without dash. So East US. Once you put that, and then you go for the, yes, new Azure RM DNS zone minus name corp.com. Maybe that's already there, so it might not let you create that. So I'm just gonna add after 5 number 1 or 2, 1 2 my resource group name, my resource group. So this is a resource group that you already created up there. So it's gonna create inside that DNS zone that the virtual machines can use that DNS. So I'm just gonna copy that and right click that, paste. I hope it doesn't give me an error, so I'm just gonna put after 5 1 2. I'm just adding some numbers there. So, and yes, it gets created quickly as well. So it is created there. Once you are able to create that group, and if it is successful, that's it, that's the lab, right? Okay, so it came to you, Ali, right? Oh yes, okay, it came in the exam, Ali. Oh, this is non-pass Ali, right? Or is the pass Ali? Okay, so but yeah, okay, pass Ali. So okay, here, so now, well, this is the lab, and then we go next, and it comes back to the first one. Woohoo! So Ali has done it so many times that he remembers that which lab is which. So I go for one, and this is the same thing again. So we have done all the labs. Woohoo! Yay! But there's a big congratulations or claps to Ali as well, because wow, so Ali says that he did it 3 times. All these labs 3 times, guys. In Azure DNS, can't you create DNS zones in Azure? So, but Kamal, the question says, the question says, yeah, we can technically, yes, we can do it in GUI as well, but the question says Cloud Shell, so that's why we're going for that. But obviously, you can create it easily in DNS in GUI. So, guys, these are all the labs, and I'm eager to hear good news from all of you that you've passed the exam. You kept on passing all the exams, and yeah, there was 10-4. 10-4 passed the exam as well. Yeah, 10-4 is Anju. Yeah. So, and so guys, AWS Azure. Okay, Samir is asking in the group that any plan for Terraform class. So Samir, yes. So this Terraform lab I need to create. This is not that big lab. We can connect on, if the video is not there by next Wednesday, so we can connect on next Wednesday. Oh, 10-3. So then we can have a class, but you can also, Ali, Samir, sorry. Samir, you can also remind this, just kindly just put it on group if you don't see it in 2 to 3 or 4 days. just remind it on, and I should be putting that lab, Terraform lab, quickly here on the group, because it's not a very big lab, so we don't have to dedicate a class for that. So Ali's asking about Office 365 class. So please post this video as yeah. Oh yeah, this video is coming. Hey guys, this is done for, first of all, this is all the labs are also done with the new interface. So I'm just gonna stop the video now, and active video day 5. Okay, so that's Ali. Yeah, so yeah, the day 5 video, I need to do that before I go to bed now. So I'm just